Hello and welcome to Moonskull tonight. We got a good show to you. Just kidding. It's not Moonskull. It's Dames and Dorks.
I was like, wait a minute, huh?
You got me there for a second.
I was really confused for a moment there too.
You did, you got me
because
there.
Moonskull is live right now.
Oh,
I was so confused. I was like, what happened?
Special. I was like thinking she was maybe like a special Moonskull episode. I'm like, wait.
I wanted to go with a joke because we got Erudi today as our special guest on our 36th episode of Dames and Dorks.
Nobody can make fun of Erudi except for me as my non-ex-husband. Okay, I stake claim.
I will accept this rule. I will accept this rule.
It's actually pretty nice.
Oh, so only Tabitha, but Tabitha is on the panel, so it's okay. It's allowed to make fun of Erudi as your non-ex-husband.
Well, you got a full gem on the panel now. Be careful.
Oh, watch out, everyone else. We got a locked and loaded panel tonight. But yes, as our guest tonight, we do have Erudi joining us today. How are you today, Erudi?
You know, I'm doing pretty good. I will say my day started off kind of sad. I woke up thinking I was going to go see Alien Romulus, and well, it turns out it's not out yet. So that was a empty venture for me. So I just went back to bed, and you know what? That was okay too. I liked sleeping.
Okay, a question: did you drive to the movie theater to find out that it's not showing?
No, thank God I am halfway. I know Sevvy likes to call me old, but I do use apps and modern technology. So I went to buy my ticket on the Regal app and then saw, I can't. So I got lucky there. I didn't screw up and go that far.
So you didn't waste gas. Good, because we can't afford to waste gas in this economy.
I see that comment in the private chat, Sevvy, and I hate you.
My comment.
True love right there. I'm not saying it.
It's all in Erudi's eyes. But also joining us, we got two missing panelists. We'll be back next week. They are going to take a little break for this week. So we got DreamingTabitha joining us tonight to fill in the missing parts of the whole of Dames and Dorks.
I'll pretend to be Lily. No, we know.
Yeah. No, we know.
No, New Zealand Lily.
New Zealand, yes. You can be New Zealand Lily. How are you today, Tabitha?
I'm good. I had a good day. I just got done having, my hair looks great, and
it does.
I had ice cream, so
better day than me.
Pretty good. And I mowed the yard today, so I got my exercise and felt that I deserved Cold Stone ice cream. So here.
Look at you. Good for you setting yourself little rewards like that. It's like, I mowed the lawn. I deserve this.
It's hot in Florida.
Oh, I bet. I bet. Today was 106 where I'm from. Was dry heat.
Mine was 106.2. So
okay. I didn't know this is a competition, guys. It's all right.
Wow.
So, but what isn't a competition that always keeps coming back, and we love this person, is Sevvy. Welcome. How are you today, Sevvy? Did you have your little avocado bowl like last week?
I didn't have avocado bowl today. I just had a normal salad, but I should say today it is a 76 with a hint of rainbows and sunshine. So I won. Just saying. I won because I got glitter and rainbows.
She wins for best weather.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
Of course.
Nomi said it was not a competition, so I immediately had to go make it one.
Oh my god!
You picked the wrong person for that intro. She's the definition of competition.
Yes,
people say that about me, but they just misunderstand. Like, look, I don't have to win. I just have to try. There's a difference.
There is a difference, and
there's no reason playing games if you're not trying to win and having fun trying to win. I don't have to win, but I'm going to try.
Yes, ask Tabitha how many bets she's won since she's known me.
That's technically not a game. Not a game.
Zero?
It's a stupid decision on my part.
Yes. So, but at least she's tried. Everyone, that's what matters.
I try to win.
Right.
And one day I will win. One day.
One day my hands will be sticky per her request.
Playing Fortnite. Need more information.
Okay.
Yes, that actually did need more information.
I needed way more information.
To clarify, if she would have lost,
how would they get sticky in Fortnite?
If she was
sweating so much?
The bet, then the rule was that she would have to wear gloves filled with Jello and play Fortnite with me.
Okay.
Wow, guys, save this for episode 69. This is episode 36. Okay.
Whoa, okay. That's a little
Whoa.
risky for us, but okay.
Spicy.
I feel like that my explanation took away the riskiness. That's why I went on to
Yeah.
explain.
And then here comes
Gloves
Erudi
of
with more
Jell-O?
riskiness.
Hey, Erudi, what kind of
Gloves
weird
of
stuff
Jell-O
you
while
into?
playing Fortnite? I don't know, man. That sounds like something that this crowd out there might. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I
I've
feel like
seen this
Erudi
chat.
is just actually giving us a little peek into his personal life unintentionally.
No, I am. Listen, I am telling you the
Oh,
site
you
chat. They
perceive-
literally
perceive-
asked on our channel for us to do a mud wrestling contest and a Jello wrestling contest. I'm just saying.
And Erudi, of course, wanted to do it.
I did sign off on it, but that's another story altogether.
I mean, I
No,
would watch
he
that.
wanted to do it.
So where are we watching this, Erudi?
Yeah.
On
G4.
Moonfall,
G4 TV.
if Sevvy doesn't kill me after the stream for suggesting it.
There you-
No, Erudi is doing the mud wrestling and the Jello contest against
Oh,
somebody else.
Nobody wants to see that.
I
That'll
mean,
just get a
I would
cancel.
watch it. I think I would laugh
mean,
my butt off.
Erudi
I'd
could
bring
wrestle Boogie.
popcorn
Oh,
and I would
God.
just watch it.
I want to do it for the laugh.
I would
After
do it for
all,
the
Erudi
lol.
did say he really likes slime girls, so
Oh my god, I did not say that. I regret mentioning any of this.
You never mentioned that when we were not married, so
Wow.
It's 'cause
Man,
it's not
that's-
true, dear.
Oh, watch out, guys. The truth comes out when the couples are around together.
the not
Uh,
couples.
The non-existent never happened couples.
That's right. My
and then-
non-ex-husband.
You're not ex-husband.
Happily never after, or
That's
what was
right.
that again?
Right.
And then also on our panel tonight, we got DJ Babyface. How are you today?
That's the
Feeling
hairiest
a little
baby I've ever
naked, but
seen.
I feel naked, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm doing good. Doing good.
All right.
I'm looking forward to the show, and yeah, let's get this ball rolling.
Did yeah, I'm glad that we're all here today. Sorry we ran a little late, but you know, no one cool shows up to the party early, and that person was named Erudi. Is named
Listen,
Erudi.
I technically
Was.
didn't show up
He
on
was
time.
cool
I technically
a long
showed
time
up
ago.
late, like a minute after, and I still was somehow early. So
You're
I
still
I was
feel
early.
hanging out
extra.
in the back room drawing.
we were all here before
Yeah.
you. Just saying, just for the record.
Yes, that's
Okay.
also
I
very
thought
true.
you was here at 6:30. Where were you?
Wow. It
I
wasn't
was
my
there for
fault.
an hour,
This-
but nobody was
What?
there.
You were there for that long? What the hell? You're not,
Yeah.
you're not even that early for me.
I was here at like 8:55, so I'm very
Ah.
All
Okay, so
time.
we got the overachievers here in the chat. And what I do want to acknowledge, not in the chat, on the panel, but I do want to acknowledge the chat that are overachievers that are always here and ready to talk. We got Retro Collective, hello,
Retro.
welcome in. And then Tracy Reeves, congrats on kicking
Hello.
Dermy's butt in the eating contest. Yes,
Oh, I was
everyone,
gonna ask about that. So you won?
I won.
You won
She did.
She did.
hands
And
down.
How
suffered.
Man,
handily
why?
did you win?
I'm sorry, Erudi?
How handily did you win? Like you kicked his ass?
Smu, I kicked his butt, right?
Like how many?
60.
I ate
60
60 donuts.
Jesus.
I ate
Mhm.
Me, no one else. But
I had diabetes just watching it, so
And then, so it's funny because, like, what the second bag that Dermy was eating, he was hitting the wall of like, everything tastes the same. It tastes disgusting and I can't handle it anymore. I started feeling that when I got to like number 53. I was like, now I'm feeling what he's feeling. Now I kind of hate everything. I can't taste anything else. And I was desperate for my water. So where Jeremy's downfall was, is that he was just like eating it fast one by one.
Mm.
The way I saw it is like, nah, man, donuts. I'm going to enjoy them. So I was just like, you know, nibbling them, enjoying them. And then that's when I saw the real competition was starting to build up because I was ahead of him. And then there was a point in time where he and I were even in eating donuts. And I was like, nah, I cannot let this little one, this little worm defeat me in this. So I started double fisting donuts.
the
I
power
got-
of Nomi. Just saying.
Yes, I double fisted those donuts. I got 2 in one hand and I put it in my mouth and I was just powered through in it.
Mhm.
It was not the greatest experience. 'cause
Don't
my
forget
mouth
that
was-
Dermy also thought it was a good idea to put hot sauce on his donuts as
Dermy
well.
decided to put
Why
hot sauce
would
on
he
donuts.
put hot sauce?
Because
he doesn't-
Dermy,
going on?
yeah, That's why.
Oh
Yeah,
my
That,
god.
that is a very idiot move. You're in the middle of a contest. Why would you make it harder on yourself?
That's what we
Yeah.
told him.
Towards the end.
Yeah, and then also not only that, like I was about to open my 5th bag of donuts, and that's when Jeremy's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out of it. Like I can't handle it. It's like, all right,
called
well,
it.
I was
How
like,
big were the donuts, chat? What chat is asking?
they were about like
Oh,
that big.
the mini ones.
The mini
Yeah,
ones.
Mini
the mini
ones.
ones.
Mini
yeah,
ones.
the little mini
Oh,
ones.
I love your
Still.
nails. They're so cute.
Oh, thanks.
What?
I actually have an appointment.
Adorable.
God.
I'm gonna get.
Erudi. So Erudi, how are sports these days?
Yeah,
He
sports,
doesn't watch
hockey,
sports.
sports, baseball,
He-
baseball.
I was just
Hurr.
trying to bring a masculine
Sports
element
ball.
to it when the gals were going to bring out, nails.
Tabitha, you could have asked him how's tabletop going.
I just
and-
went for the most stereotypical masculine thing I
She-
could
she
think
really-
of.
offset the girliness.
And
of what she's
failed.
trying to
Oh,
do.
Failed.
so
Just
I didn't
like
know.
girl.
I didn't know. I missed the memo that Erudi was masculine.
I know,
Wow.
He sent me a note
Wow.
shortly before the show.
Yeah, no, I was like, no,
I
no.
mean, you
To
can
be fair,
ask
Rude, I wear a
Rue.
minority here today, so it's okay.
Yeah.
She's
can
like,
ask
give me some
Rue
notes on
how-
yourself. And I said, masculine, very, very masculine. That
Well,
was
how
all
you
that was in my
feeling?
notes.
You know, that's what you should respond with from now on when you're on people's shows and they give you an introduction. Hey, Erudi, good to have you here. How are you feeling? Masculine.
Very masculine.
Yes.
Said nobody ever.
We got history eraser button in the chat saying I showed up for Erudi but got bonus DreamingTabitha. Hello.
Mhm.
Came for the Erudi, stayed for the DreamingTabitha.
Maybe you should play the lottery, dude.
That's usually how it goes.
Yes, that's how it usually goes. And then that's also very true, Brian C. The secret to a happy woman, feed them and tell them they're beautiful. I wish someone told me I was beautiful after I ate 60 donuts.
Yeah. See, that's the secret, gentlemen. It's not so much tell them they're, feed them and tell them it's like during. It's while. It's after.
Yeah.
After
Please.
they eat.
I really needed the words of affirmation. It's like, yeah, babe, you're really good at that. You eat that donut.
Look at my girl. That's my girl. I'm so proud of her. That's my lady.
Yeah, I want someone to be proud of me like that. Just eating donuts.
Okay, you should just call your mom or dad and be like, Mom, Dad, are you proud of me? I just pounded down 60 donuts.
Well, it's actually funny because the next day I had to do a yard sale.
That's right.
Mhm.
And I got to the yard sale. My mom and dad were like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, I'm not. I'm not okay. I want to throw up."
Mhm.
So yes, but it's been good. And then not only that Darmy made the horrible mistake of putting hot sauce on his donut. He also fell asleep on stream.
Yeah, it was like literally like this
While
like this.
eating?
No, like this.
Half a
second or
donut
third
hanging
bang
in
was
his
like
mouth?
this.
Yeah,
He wasn't.
he
but
passed
he-
out
He passed
hard.
out.
Oh, he got the food coma.
He did
Yes.
got the food coma.
Oh.
Got slightly concerned about him, but he was doing okay the next day.
Yes.
Kind of.
Probably
So
not.
thankfully, the hostess with the mostest devil made me do it, did check up on us, and he's like, "Are you alive?" I was like, "Barely. I'm just walking
I'm
around."
hanging in.
Someone
Wow.
bought breakfast burritos, and I don't feel the greatest right now.
You're like,
my
I'm
God,
dying
I thought you were
inside, but I
starving.
won.
I have bragging rights. I'm better than Jeremy. So yeah, life is pretty good right now, everyone.
Should
So
have gotten a gold medal.
I know
That should be the new Olympic sport. Replace breakdancing. Don't it?
No,
Yeah.
actually, that is one of
Breakdancing
the
won't return anytime soon. That's for sure.
Exactly. Replace it with donating.
that is one of the topics that we are going to talk about later on today. Excuse me,
Break
on the
dancing
show.
or donuts.
Right.
Both.
Donuts.
Why not?
Both.
We-
Donut dancing.
Yeah.
Donut dancing.
Donut dancing.
Break dancing with a
I don't fucking-
donut.
There you go.
Yeah, breakdancing with that's a good competition. Just make sure you don't
Yeah.
have the
Just don't
powdered
choke.
nose around you.
Oh, might
Yeah.
get tested. Yeah.
Yeah, you might get tested because the Olympics is
You never
very
know.
picky on things like that.
Well, except for
Yeah.
testosterone, and that's all. But anyway, it's
Just
another
like
story.
they're nitpicky on clips that you can show on the
They're,
stream.
they're only nitpicky in certain respects. I agree, Tabitha.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was gonna say. Nitpicky, except for
when it really counts.
when it really
God
counts.
forbid you talk about a certain boxer. God forbid you talk about a certain boxer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, because now it's an Olympic sport for domestic violence. I went
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
And
the IOC is okay with it, so
This is my breakdancing. That's the extent.
Isn't that the robot? Like,
Yeah. Oh no, that's the
She's
extent of my
actually
dancing
broken.
ability.
me being hood that I am, this is my break dancing. Like, all right, let's go.
well, after watching Australia now, I know that I could just, and I'm good.
she was
you
just
know.
winging it, you know.
Yeah.
I,
Yes. Who will win? I think Tabitha will win.
I
She'll
believe
win
in
the Olympics
Tabitha.
with that-
Tabitha
with
would get
that
more
look.
points.
Yeah, Tabitha will get more points. She's more stylistic. She can be very creative when it comes to her breakdancing.
interpretive dance.
I'm gonna do the Eeyore.
Bigger.
The only thing about Tabitha is that the only one.
Oh my god, Velociraptor.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh,
My favorite was
yeah.
somebody
Who
on
did
somebody
it?
on
Who
X
did
made
it?
a. I don't want to spoil this. Or did you get the meme of her and Chris Pratt?
No.
No.
There was one on. I'll try to find it. There was one on X where somebody had put the scene where he's like easy blue or whatever, and he's got his hand up, and it's just 3 of her pasted in.
Oh.
so funny.
I've seen so
looks-
many memes with
It
that
looks
woman.
so fucking funny.
It's just great. They're like, anytime my toddler sees something disgusting in the yard and they have her rolling around on the grass, like,
Makes
Or
sense.
like parents are like my 4-year-old at 9 a.m. that does, or 9 p.m. that doesn't want to go to bed.
yeah, and they've got her like rolling around.
I don't wanna.
So rolling.
Yes. Well, what is not rolling is not this movie that's not rolling in the dough, and that is Borderlands.
Borderlands.
They are
I-
not making it.
It's too bad. I feel like if I would have contributed, it could have gotten them over the bump. But I didn't go the other day because I had stuff to do.
But you have your priorities straight, so that's good.
Yeah. I do. To be honest, I would like to see this. And I thought, at one point I had a day where I had nothing to do. And I thought later on, I'm like, oh, I'll go check out the movie. And then I found something to do and just whatever. But I don't know anything. I want to know, like, for myself personally, because there's a lot of people with this film that they don't like it because they're fans of the video game. And it's very, very difficult to make a good movie based off of a video game because typically the
Correct.
stories are so expansive, right? And so as a normie to Borderlands, I would actually like to go see this movie and discover if I would enjoy this as somebody who has no knowledge about the game.
You probably enjoy it a little bit
Because it
this
looks like
PG
a fun adventure movie that doesn't look too serious.
kind
Well,
of does, yeah.
Okay, when we first talked about it on Dames and Dorks, we had Joe Rosie on, and I was like, when I saw the trailer, it just looked too exciting, too much and too loud and too much everything at the same time, and I got bad anxiety. And Joe's like, no, that's what the game is supposed to be. It's supposed to be chaotic, crazy, wild, and unpredictable. So so she did weigh in that has, like, the trailers is supposed to make it look like what the video game is. So I don't know the lore of the video game, so I cannot weigh in as much as I would like to. But I would like to see what this video or this movie is about, along with Tabitha. Let me know about it.
Box
Sevvy,
office numbers mean nothing to me because everything is subjective. It's like I really enjoyed I always bring it up. I like Jupiter Ascending. Nobody ever talks about that movie, and apparently it didn't do well. I found it very refreshing and interesting, and I would watch it again and again. Not because Channing Tatum's in it. I don't care about that. I really enjoyed the story of the movie because it was very different from anything I'd ever seen. But nobody cares about that movie. But if I paid attention to the box office and everybody's opinion, I'd miss out on a movie I enjoy.
I actually did like Jupiter Ascending too.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's actually not bad. I actually enjoyed it too.
It
I
was
wouldn't say
all
it's-
right,
Oh, go
minus
ahead.
the weird guy that talks like this the whole time, and I think it could have been like
Got some
3
asthma
movies
spray
instead of
for
one.
me.
Hey, look, I'm also a huge fan of when Sean Bean doesn't die. Spoiler.
Wow.
Actually, my brother and I went to see this movie, and we didn't go. We don't do bets, if you will. Like, we weren't allowed to do stuff like that. But for funsies, I was like, I will bet you $10 he doesn't die in this movie. I just held
you
out
won.
for hope, and I won, which we didn't really actually gamble, but it was just for fun. I'm like, all right, let's just take a shot. Is he gonna die in this one? and he didn't.
I think
and I'm
the
so
I think
happy
the
about
biggest gripe that people have with this movie is that the cast is way too old for the roles that they're supposed to be playing.
That's
Because,
what I
like,
read.
Because Kate Blanchett's character is supposed to be in her mid-20s.
Oh,
Oh my god, really?
yeah, she's like,
and Jamie Lee Curtis's character is like in her mid-40s, maybe tops.
Oh.
So the kind of miscast, especially Kate Blanchett. She's like 30 years too old for the role, but it's okay. I mean, granted, she did commit to the role as best as she could.
oh yeah, she's 55. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and she even committed to the role by wanting to play the games. So she actually bought a PlayStation to play the
I remember
games.
you saying
So
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
That's really
game, I didn't. I tried playing the game, but that game gave me motion sickness, so I only
my.
played
I'll-
it
I'll-
for like 10 minutes before I was like passed out on the floor.
I'll be honest. The humor is very special nowadays, especially considering how humor is these days. Half the jokes wouldn't fly these days, especially like the commentary that some jokes make. And I'll be honest, Jack Black as Claptrap, the robot that's mildly annoying in the whole series, is kind of just existing in that movie. So it's not really great, to say the least. But if you don't have anything like any horses in that race, you might actually enjoy this movie for what it is. It's like a video game adaptation. It may not be the greatest, but it might be fun for someone who is not
Yeah.
familiar with it.
I mean, like even if you are, I think it depends on how much you're invested in it. Be like where you're not giving liberty, because Prince of Persia, I really enjoyed that movie as well. It's very different from the video games. And I like the video games, but I enjoyed the movie, even though it took a lot of creative liberty in certain areas and changed a lot of the story. But you kind of have to, again, when you're changing from one medium to another, it doesn't always flow when it comes to movie, from screenwriting, from video game to screenwriting. So that's the other thing too. It's like, how bad is this movie compared to the game? And again, I don't know anything about the game, but it's like, is the movie bad, or are people just upset because it's different from the game? That for me is always the big question to ask.
I think both. So the reviews
Both.
that I've been seeing are a lot of both. One, it's basically nothing like the video game, and it's one of the major complaints I've seen on that end is they took characters from that game and made them worse written and flatter. Like, for example, that robot you're talking about is mildly annoying but amusing in the video game, but in this they basically just handed Jack Black a mic and said improv. And it doesn't sound like the original character at all, and apparently he's very annoying. And then on the actual technical side of it, apparently the acting's flat, the characters are poorly written, it's a really thin plot, and the characters don't feel like they're cast correctly for the roles. So it might just be a bad movie, period. Because I totally get it. Yeah, sometimes you got to make changes. I mean, basically always. Anytime they convert something from a game to a movie, you're going to have some changes. There's no getting away from it. But if it's poorly written, there's still no saving it.
Yeah,
the biggest complaint I also heard was that the age rating hurt the movie a little bit too, because Borderlands is pretty gory, and the humor is also a little bit vulgar, but not as extreme as in other games. But yeah, the violence has been toned down like a lot, and the PG-13 movie rating didn't do the movie any favors in that regard either.
Does that, for those of you who I guess enjoy that, and I'm not saying I'm totally against it, but like, does that really have that big of an impact on how good a movie is?
Not necessarily, but the ridiculousness of Borderlands itself is based upon that.
It's a big element. Okay.
It's a big element of it, yeah.
Okay.
It changes the vibe, right? It changes. It'd be like Aliens, right? I don't. If you've watched Aliens, you know how it works. This thing clings to your face. It puts a thing in you, and eventually it bursts out your body, and then it goes around like plunging its proboscis in everybody's head and killing people, ripping them apart. If you then went and made a new Alien movie and cut away from all the scenes where the things pop out and stuff, it changes the vibe and the feel of the whole movie. It's no longer what it was. It's
I would watch that movie though.
I can see where people would
say a made for TV version.
People
then, right?
might watch it, but the people who are
would.
familiar with it would be like, something doesn't feel right here.
Yeah.
Something's off. So
yeah, for sure.
Well, I know, like for me, generally, like I don't need something to be gory for it to be good. But I think like the question is more like, are they trying to still retain the idea of what the character is, right? Because I mean,
Mhm.
I watched Prince of Persia, and that was really good. He still retained the idea of who he had to be, right? It was still like a really cool movie, and they still incorporated a lot of the parts in the game, like him walking on the walls. Like I know, like one of the things I loved the most about Prince of Persia was the wall walking. Right, that was the thing that got me like really excited, and then doing all those like time jumps to make sure that you didn't die being able to do it. And in the movie, he did it. So like I felt like they represented the movie, the game itself, pretty well. But you have like you have flops, like for example, the Wheel of Time series, where they were so horrible with the book. They didn't retain anything for any character. They changed all the characters. They basically brought a bunch of DEI hires. They completely changed the idea of the book. Nothing made sense. And they just made it into a sex scene one after the other. That's all they did. Right. And they just destroyed the books completely. So the question like of whether or not he's gonna make the movie well, whether or not it's going to do that the game justice, is really going to be like, are they trying to stay within like a range where the characters are still who they're supposed to be, because that's who you love, right?
I mean, I'll be honest, like you can also turn off the gore in Borderlands, but like I said, some people just love gory games. I'm like, whatever, I play games that are barely gory as well. I mean, if you look at Fortnite, for example, sure, there's like cartoonish violence in it, but it's not like
Golf with Friends. It makes people angry. There's pushing and shoving.
That game really pisses me off sometimes. I've been thinking about maybe getting Mario Golf and actually play that with you guys sometime, because that's even more infuriating.
That one looks a little more intense.
I think that might actually break friendships.
You think Mario Party is bad? Play Mario Golf. Trust me.
Sure. We'll have to challenge accepted in the future.
Well, I ready to describe Sevvy as a face hugger.
Accurate. That is accurate.
Wow.
Wow, Brian.
What a compliment.
I was gonna say that's like the greatest compliment you can get.
Girl boss.
Own it.
Oh, God. I hope somebody makes a meme of you as a face hugger. That'll be fantastic.
That's fine. I don't mind it. I love everybody in chat. I don't mind the ribbing. I think it's hilarious.
Chat, if you're watching, please make Sevvy and give her a face hugger. That'd be great.
That'd be like a really cute.
You could ask Alf to do that, because he's good at
a little adorable, like plush face hugger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be so much fun. But I know that's
a panel for that.
I know we're going to talk about Alien later on, but but if anything, I kind of do want to see Borderlands. So Tabitha, you want to just like do a little girl date and just go watch together?
I'll just pop on over, and we'll go
skipping away. I'll sneak a pizza in.
Yeah. Well, since I sent you that reel on how we could do it efficiently, like even better, we could get more food in if we.
Speak of the actual devil.
Alf, can you make us a meme, please? We need a meme. Can you put a face hugger on Sevvy's face?
No, I thought it was Sevvy's face on a face hugger.
Yeah, Sevvy's
or
face
the other way around.
Well, make Sevvy into a face hugger.
There you go.
I hate those things.
Yeah, but those are just called hugs, not just a face hugger that she's gonna like put a little
Sevvy
something.
hug.
Yeah, Sevvy hug. She's not gonna put like this little weird creature in you and it's gonna burst out of your body. She's just like she's just trying to show you her way of showing affection.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
She gives you the unicorn and glitter and
That's how Sevvy rolls. But Sevvy, you did say that you played Borderlands, but it made you sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, America. Shush. Get out of here.
Hey, Malaysia.
What's that called? I plead the fifth, so whatever. But yeah, it made you sick, Sevvy. It didn't go well with you just because it was a lot of motion sickness, like within it, like a lot of flashing things.
It was a blurring motion. So there's a couple games that I can't play because of that blurring motion that happens like on the side when your character is moving. So like Apex is one of them. Even if you decrease it in the settings, it still has like that blurring motion, and it just makes me feel sick.
The
So
UI skill as
Borderlands-
well, right?
Yeah, so Borderlands
Mm.
has it, particularly if you're in a vehicle.
Mhm.
And that killed me. Like
Mhm.
I think I was playing like Borderlands 2 and I got in this stupid fucking car, worst decision in my life. And Apex has it, Minecraft does as well because of how like things move. So it's like I have to like kind of watch trailers and I'll kind of like have a feeling of, yep, that's gonna make me feel sick.
Okay.
Oh, what a miss.
motion blur.
Skyrim's
Mhm.
the best.
I like me because when I went to go see when I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine,
Mhm.
I didn't know it was going to be in 3D, and I thought I could handle it throughout the movie. I was like, yeah, this is great. And then I went to go see Twisters right after Deadpool Wolverine, and there was one part in Twisters where I was like, oh my gosh, and I was sitting down, but I felt like I was falling forward.
Mm.
It's-
Okay.
Because the 3D effects made me that
Onto
sick.
Glenn Powell or just in general?
Oh, you should have went to see that one in 4D.
She saw Glenn Powell and almost fainted. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why she got motion
You
sick.
fainted.
That's
for
what
it.
it was. Sorry, guys.
If you
It
Hang
feel
on,
him,
it's
chase him.
Oh, geez, hang on. I need to update
That-
the Glenn Powell tally. Hang
that shirt will come in pretty soon. I did order that shirt where it says, "If you feel it, chase it."
Yeah,
And it
but
has
your
Glenn.
motto, it needs a different one that says, if you feel him, chase him.
Why would I want to feel him? I just
What?
want. I just
Oh,
want to admire.
from what you say, why wouldn't you?
I am a
No.
God-fearing woman, and I respect men. So I was like, I'll just admire from afar. Hey, I like
At
your
least
teeth.
respect, man.
Okay.
You
God-fearing
look like-
women like snuggles.
We do. I do like snuggles.
We like the snugs.
Aw.
I man, if it would be Glenn Powell to give me those snuggles, I will take it at any moment. Even if I felt like I was falling forward after
I
the
won't
3D
tell Lily.
motion
Don't worry.
sickness.
It's just between you and me and the rest of everybody. So
Yeah, we won't tell anybody. Your secret is safe with us.
that's right.
Oh, I'm not
Wait,
ashamed
oh,
of
the
it,
camera's
guys.
on.
I was say it's on the internet now.
I'm not ashamed about it,
You
guys.
don't have
Oh,
to tell anybody.
hold on, everyone. I think we got that meme that we were asking about from Elf.
Oh, no, that was fast.
Holy smokes.
Damn.
Yes.
Where is
Alf
it?
is fast, if that's the case.
Oh my gosh, it's actually super cute.
Oh, no.
Where is
Oh,
it?
no.
Hold on, I'm getting
Yeah, I'm
it. I'm
curious now.
getting it. I'm getting it.
Show us. Show.
Oh, that is cute.
Now, see, how come her memes always turn out like cute and adorable, and mine are always like hideous?
Well, because she has beautiful eyelashes and full lips. Erudi,
Oh, this
get
is
on
perfect,
it.
Alf. This is
You're right.
perfect.
That does help a lot. I'll
Okay.
admit, but
Pucker your lips and look cute,
Erudite,
Erudi.
use
No,
that for
that'll
your
be
alien
me.
isolation screen next time. Just put her in the background somewhere on your thumbnail.
Yeah.
uh,
There you go. Every time you
Oh.
make a thumbnail, Erudi, just swap your face for Sevvy's. Problem solved.
God, somebody made a
Right.
meme of me as a face hugger, and it's like my face creeping out of an egg with like legs, and I've got like
Of
green
course
slime
you're
on me. It
gonna
looks
get the
terrible.
weirdest one.
It looks
Yeah, I
terrible.
can see that.
Alex, can you work
Okay.
on that real quick? Make a face hugger Erudite, please.
You know
Really
what's
ugly
creepy?
one?
Do you know what's creepy about
Oh,
this
no.
picture though? Is that if you look at all the arms, they look like fingers, and
does.
it's kind of but it's kind of an optical illusion. If you look at some of them, they look like they're bending the other way. And then, but if you look at them again, they look like they're bending forward. So sometimes they look
True,
like this,
yeah.
and there's a
That's
couple that
true.
look like they're going this way, but
Ooh.
it kind of just depends on your perspective. It's kind of
It's
weird.
like,
and
it's like this, right? Like if it were like a hand.
like the top two
Like-
every now and then kind of look like they're backwards.
Yep.
That's true.
that's-
You never know.
It's creepy.
You never know.
Sevvy's very
Tell that
flexible.
to me. That's awesome.
Oh my gosh. No, like I'll send it to you later on.
Yeah.
Sevvy, so you can use it. But yeah, like if this was a plushie, like a little, Sevvy plushie, I would buy it. I would definitely
it's
buy
a
it.
merch
100%.
idea.
100%.
merch
Who
idea.
wouldn't want a face hugger, Sevvy?
You don't.
I
you
would
don't
rather
want that made
just
into merch. I promise
have
you.
a picture.
I promise you. You don't want that
Yeah.
as merch.
Yeah.
Well, you can use it as an
Just
emote.
kidding.
Just saying.
There you go. It's a perfect emote.
Mhm.
Oh yes, I will send it to you later on, Sevvy, so you can use it for your emotes and haunt Erudi forever.
Oh god. An emote's probably fine. Yeah, I'll hate it, but
Oh
You
my
need extra
god.
emotes,
oh,
so
they
you might
actually
as well.
do have a real plush, and
Yeah.
they did manage to make it look cute.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
anytime
I've
you
seen-
turn something into a plushie and call it a plushie, it's going to be adorable.
That's just wrong. You can't do that to a face hugger. Hmm. I'll show you.
They tried to do it with a xenomorph too. Don't forget. So
Well, but the
True.
xenomorph, like in a
True.
chibi form, is super cute.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah.
There's a certain
Everything in
way.
chibi form is cute.
I was an artist that I watched, and he was like, "Can I make the cutest character ever?" But he did a study on the most iconic, adorable characters throughout cinema history, and he's like, "What is it about them that everybody goes to?" You know, we all know that Baby Yoda took the world by storm, and it was like, "What is it about Baby Yoda that makes it so adorable?" And so he did this whole study, and if you kind of learn the tips and the tricks, it's like, yeah, anytime you turn something into a chibi or like into a plushie, it's going to be adorable. You just have to know what to focus. Oh, I don't like that.
No,
That looks terrifying.
that looks horrible.
I love how you're like, if you turn it into something cute and adorable, you're gonna buy it. And then you're like, I do not like that.
It is kind of cute, but at the same time, I don't like face. Like, I don't like it. I don't like that.
This one's least offensive. The other one had a cute like smile and eyes, but this one I didn't mind as much.
I can't. That's the thing about the Aliens movies. I can't watch them for that reason.
That's actually one of the reasons why I don't like the Alien franchise either. Is like I can't do that.
I can't do anything that attacks the face like that. I can't do that.
No.
And then also seeing the preview for Alien Romulus, and then there's like the close up and like it's sticking its little tentacle into that person's mouth. I was like, no,
That's gross.
do not like that.
I don't do infiltration of the body at all. Like it's
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I won't, some people have already asked me, like, do you want to go see it together? It's like, no, thank you. Don't even consider me again to watch any other Alien movie with you again.
I did see the first one because I
Wow.
love Sigourney Weaver, and everybody talks about how iconic this movie is, and I was really curious about the plot and everything. So I watched it on my iPad, but I made sure the screen was about this big because I already knew, like, I already knew what some of the elements of the movie. I mean, it's been around for 30 years or whatever. So I already knew. So when I could tell the bad stuff was coming, I would just look away. But overall, brilliant film.
Oh yeah, what's a cult classic? So yeah, it's definitely one to put on. Who you don't mind sitting down and watching it. I am one of those people that I will not sit down and watch it because I do not like. Oh hey Larry, how are you? But yeah, I don't like it. Now, Grant, when was it? When Prometheus came out in 2012? I didn't know it was an alien movie.
Me neither.
Yeah, anyone knew before they watched it.
Oh, I was uncomfortable for days.
Me too. Oh my gosh. In the movie theater, I can handle gore movies, scary movies, whatever. I'd be like, oh, cool. I'm anticipating it. But with Prometheus, I literally
had no idea.
cringed over, like hunched over in my seat, covered my eyes, and I never do that in movies. And at the end, when I was leaving with my friends, like, you didn't know it was an alien movie? It's like, it's named Prometheus.
Yeah.
How the heck was I supposed to know it was an alien movie?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Exactly. I saw it at home with my brother when we were still living at home, and he can handle movies like that a lot better than I can, but even he was uncomfortable. He's like, I don't like that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care Michael Fassbender was in it. It's still like, no, that's not going to justify that I am uncomfortable with this movie.
Yeah.
Here's a question in chat for you, Nomi.
Oh, no. Oh, wait. How far were you into Prometheus? When it was basically the middle of the movie, it was like,
I was really far in.
I was deep in the movie.
I was really far into the movie before I realized.
Up on you, yeah. It doesn't quite get to the heart of it till about then.
And then it was just kind of weird from then on. I'm like, I don't understand these aliens because are they the spider looking things or are they the android looking thing? I'm confused.
Both.
And then I was like, I can't handle it.
And see,
Even
I
the
don't
people
know
who are fans were confused. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, can you elaborate more on that, Erudi?
Yeah.
So Alien is not a pretentious franchise. It's about horror, and they decided to make a think about God and creation movie out of that franchise, which is really weird. And then they decided to make the alien different. They didn't really explain what was going on, and then they said that that's the one that I was like, that one might make you feel
that
better.
one is super dorbs because it kind of looks like a bland beige daisy.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
I like
Sun
that.
No,
Please.
but yeah, so like it's just I don't know. They tried to they went to explain something that nobody really wanted explained. Like I think they do that too much these days.
Sounds like a
Like
Disney
that whole
movie.
that whole movie
do
is
that a
based on
lot.
something from the original. When they find the derelict ship and they find the eggs for the first time, there's that thing sitting in the strange spaceship chair. It's always
Yeah.
referred to by the fans as the space jockey. And it's meant to be something that makes you go, oh wow, that's weird, that's different, why is that there? But it's never meant to be answered. But they were like, you know what if we answered that question? And then the answer was retarded. So
Hard R
Yeah.
there, yeah.
it was a pretentious
Wow.
movie that nobody wanted. And then when they
Correct.
did bring the aliens into it, they were weird, strange versions of the aliens that weren't as scary or as cool, and nobody really understood why. And then the sequel to that didn't help. It just made it weirder and didn't answer any more questions.
Wasn't
and then
Prometheus supposed to be a
it was
prologue?
trilogy. It was supposed to be a trilogy of 3 movies, and then they made the second movie, and then they stopped because
didn't-
nobody liked that one either.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that they made well, I didn't really keep up with the franchise. I didn't realize they made a second one. So this was all supposed to take place before Alien, though, right?
Way before.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
before.
okay.
To answer like
Interesting.
weird questions about, and then if you watch the behind the scenes stuff, they like tried to make it this whole thing about how they were the engineers like went to these planets and did these things, and one of them was Jesus or something, and none of it makes any sense, and that's why
It's in the Bible, Erudi. Of
well.
course, it makes sense. Jesus was an alien.
Yeah,
Was
and
it?
like
Illegal
exactly.
alien.
So like this makes perfect sense too.
Oh, Sevvy. He's like,
Now,
hey,
Now, see, did we have to do mine with the mouth open though? Was that necessary?
You know what? But when I see
It
this,
makes me feel
this
better. I'm working on a
image,
better one, Erudi.
I could just see the caption at the top being like, "When you're invited to the party, but no one talks to you."
Wow.
I'm
Never
never
coming back for episode 36 again.
It's just that's what it looks like. It's like
Yeah,
you
it
know, this
does.
happy face, a jolly looking person, but encompassed in this uncomfortable form where it's like, "Hey guys, okay, I'll just."
I just want a hug.
You should put a sign beneath it saying "free hugs," like with paper.
Oh my god.
Oh,
It's gonna be your stickers, Erudi. You can pass those out at MegaCon.
I will not.
You
I
should
will not.
do that. Yes.
Don't give her ideas. Why do you guys give
no.
her ideas?
Tabletops. You just pass them out. Subscribe. to Geeks and
You're
Gamers Table-
fine.
My goodness, his face is paler than the creature that ever saw.
Wow, Dan, really?
Oh, we can paint that on. Just a little
Hey,
Photoshop.
hey, I'm on the panel too. You know, my lighting is just perfect today. Okay, I'm paler than Erudi.
No, we'll just give him a little blush. We'll just give him a
Okay,
little,
let's
you
do that.
know,
Warm glow.
we'll give him the little cute like anime eyes, so it can be like adorable. Like, oh, I actually do want
Mhm.
that. I do want a little face, a rude eye face hugger.
Oh, see, when you say it like that, that sounds really cute.
Yeah, you can
Kinda
snuggle
does,
with it because you know Tabitha, you know Christian women, we do like snug, so
We
you
like
can
the
snuggle.
snugs.
You can snuggle with it.
I could snuggle with my non-ex-husband. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he does say he did say it early. He's like, I just want a hug.
I did say that.
That
I
he
did say that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am loving this. But what's not to love is we said it earlier. Tabitha is like sounds like a Disney movie, and it's gonna be. I don't
Here it
have.
comes.
I do not have the
no.
Prime the premium account for YouTube, but the ratio is none other. I can't find an image of like where the ratio count is at, but I am not
I can have a
thrilled.
look. Hang on, I can have a look.
I
Last
think
time I
it's
checked,
a-
it was like over 500,000.
I think it's
last
either
I checked.
Critical Drinker or Desperate that has they can show you. It's terrible.
Let's see. Snow White. Where is it?
Well, not only that, but like there's been people showing the leaks of the movie. What was it? It was Anna that Star Wars.
Whoa.
I
663,000 dislikes
Yikes.
compared to 68,000 upvotes. And it has
Eesh.
6.6 million views.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. You're trying to compete with that. She's jealous of Rachel Zegler's looks. That's Gal Gadot.
Yeah,
But-
I don't buy that.
Well, so what they
Casting,
if you
what a
if you
wild
keep
choice.
if you keep track of like what Rachel Zegler has said. Now the thing is, it's like hang on, let me finish my thought. What Rachel Zegler has said in the past is that this is not so much focusing on her the beauty on the outside, but
Mhm.
I was watching Desperoux's video about the trailer. He's like, and everything, and it's so funny because it's like, then what is the point of this film if it's all about
Mhm.
beauty on the inside? Why is the queen jealous
Yeah.
of Snow White?
Mm.
Oh my
Because she's a
gosh, she's a
better
much
ruler?
better person than I am, but I'm queen and I'm gorgeous. I just wish I was a better person. Like that's basically what they're doing.
Yeah, it
But-
doesn't make sense.
The other thing is too is that I don't really hear about a lot of the other actors saying the same thing necessarily as what Madame Zegler, Miss Zegler is saying. So it's like, is that actually the premise of the video, or is that what she's just trying to, what she's turned it into? Is what she is it her interpretation? Now they've had to remake or redo and reshoot scenes, like what is it, 3 or so different times. So like they were saying is like the trailer that we're getting might actually depict a very different movie from what we get in the next year.
Wow.
I think with her, it's a case of having that one employee that you regret hiring, who you can't seem to get them to shut their mouth when they need to.
Yeah.
Because it's just been like word vomit after word vomit from her that Disney has then had to go put out fires for. And even just the most recent thing, I don't know if you're going to talk about the Instagram post. I don't want to jump too far ahead, but where she goes off and she just makes that little jab. She can't help herself. She's got to make that little jab. And then, they're trying to get goodwill. Disney's trying to get goodwill right now. They put out this trailer and they're like, hey, look, this movie's not as bad as you think. And then she goes and does that.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a case
Yeah,
of
like exactly. Like she had to, and it was like being sneaky without being sneaky by adding that tweet to her original tweet.
Mhm.
It's like-
Mhm.
And it's honestly, it's such a disrespect to her work colleague here, though you can have differences of opinion. Of course, that's normal. That's okay. But to throw people under the bus, to make it public that you're opposed to your work colleague in such a professional atmosphere is just very immature. And I know some people were saying like you could see it, and this is all speculation, but they say that if you read her body language when she's, on the floor with Gal, and, it looks like she's just super icked by Gal's presence and she's not happy to be there and stuff like that. And somebody pointed out, it's like, but it looks like Gal is, some people in the comment section were like, what makes this so great is that Gal is completely oblivious to Rachel's discomfort. It's like, she is. No, well, no. Now, here's the thing is the idea, and I agree with other commentators, is that most likely Gal she has social media, she has managers, she has people around her. She's probably not oblivious to all this crap. Most likely she's being a professional and she's being an adult and handling the thing that they're actors. Their job is literally to pretend to feel and look like something. So no doubt when they're on the red carpet and they're doing everything and she's got her arm around Rachel, it's a professional, ploy. It's a professional move.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's like we are in front of people. We are producing a family-friendly video. We are producing something for children, something that little girls are going to be looking up to. We need to get along. That's a professional, okay? To express your dislike for whatever current situation you're in, even if it's because your dog died today. You are a professional paid actor. You go out to promote your product and you don't let your feelings control what's happening to you.
Correct.
Yeah.
Chris Gore.
Chris Gore,
Yes.
That poem was really good, though. Hang on, let me bring it back
That was
up.
a very good poem. Very good poem.
Follow me for more
Godard is not,
poetry.
Zegler's not. Follow me for more poetry.
I like it.
I mean,
Real-
imagine going out of your way to make Gal Gadot ugly, intentionally.
And they didn't even do that.
And they failed.
Exactly.
That's the
failed.
craziest part. Oh, hi, Mike.
But they made Snow White look very unattractive. Her outfit sucks. Her hairstyle sucks. I will even go so
Yeah.
far as to say they didn't do
Look
her
at this.
makeup
I'm
justice.
gonna share this real quick.
Share it,
because
Erudi.
even this small little thing makes all the difference. It doesn't really improve like her overall attractiveness, but oh damn it, I don't know which one it is. Oh, it's because I'm on.
Well,
Hold on, let me
before you
separate
bring
it.
that
I'll separate
before you bring that up, I do have this that was given to me by a horny elf, and
I like Smu,
Oh,
you have
God.
really great abs. Congratulations. That looks
very,
like it was
very
hard
nice
work.
I worked hard for them.
This-
Okay.
This looks like the product of Jabba the Hutt and Salacious Crumb having a child.
I see that one. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
That is
God damn it, Alf.
nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Don't make me push
So
you in a
even-
quicksand, Alf. Don't make me push you in a quicksand again.
Even Krista, this is what she looks like normally. And then Krista just Microsoft painted a wig onto her head. And even that's an improvement, adding a little bit more color to the lips.
Yeah.
Like if
Well,
they
there's
just truly
volume.
tried for
Yeah.
the classic look
There's
at
volume.
all, it would have helped.
Mhm.
The
It
characters at
doesn't make
Disney
her-
better.
Yes.
It doesn't make her better than Gal still, but I mean, it would be an improvement, and it would at least show that they were interested in actually appeasing the audience that grew up with these films in the first place.
Okay, Rick, clearly, I was going to say something about that because I am an eyebrow expert. I've been doing eyebrows for the past 10 years. Her eyebrows bother me like none other.
Who's? Rachel?
Rachel Zegler.
Rachel's.
Yes.
Why? What's wrong with them? I didn't.
She
lost the page. I threw her off.
Well,
Hey,
someone-
Epic Mike, you should have been here to talk about Alien because apparently
Oh,
we're not-
Epic Mike.
we're
If
not
I-
allowed to see it.
Epic
Yeah.
Mike, if I send you the link to the chat and you want to hop in, we do not mind if you hop in. But
mind.
yeah,
Mike owes me.
if I can find Rachel Zegler on a little still frame here, but
Have
so
you seen the drawing that Philip did of her?
of who?
Philip Chant that he did of Rachel
Oh
Zegler?
yeah, he did. I haven't seen it. Okay, so I'll go.
He's
I'll use
working
Gal
on it.
Gadot's.
Yeah.
I'll use Gal Gadot's as an example.
Duh.
Not because like I love who she is, but this is a great definition of the eyebrow. They're arched, but they're not too arched where it just looks evil. But they gave her that look to make her look evil. She looks more beautiful as an evil queen than they did as Melissa McCarthy when they made her Ursula. Ursula was kind of too pretty for being Ursula because Ursula in the animated version of Little Mermaid, she was supposed to be ugly. And Melissa
Yeah.
McCarthy, they
Like a tacky version. Yeah.
yeah, and even then the
Mhm.
eyebrows are still tacky. But it's very elegant. You can tell like she has focus on her eyebrows versus Zegler here, just straight. They're worm eyebrows. They're little very caterpillar eyebrows.
I mean,
There's
are
no
those, are
definition.
those her normal?
They have
eyebrows?
like,
Those are her normal eyebrows, yes.
well, they
Yes.
could have at least like done a little bit like eyebrow liner to give her a curve or something.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. She looks like she's about to go ask her father if she can conquer France.
Well, even this
Oh
picture, she
my
does look like Lord
God.
Farquaad.
Yeah.
She,
Yeah.
yeah,
She
that's,
does.
that's a
Lily
comparison
made that
I see a lot.
comparison.
Yeah,
I-
Lily
Oh.
made that comparison. Go
Maybe
ahead.
they were trying to
Okay.
keep her eyebrows less manicured to make her look younger.
See, Cavatino knows what I'm talking about. Chola eyebrow knowledge 101. Yes,
Yep.
I am Chola. I am the hood. I am from that era that well, thank the good Lord I never thinned my eyebrows out that bad, but I at least know when there's good eyebrows or not. This one for Rachel Zegler, this isn't it. There's like I said, there's no definition, there's no arc to it. There's nothing that's bringing me to her eyes that's gonna say like, hey, like I never noticed your eyes like that before. I didn't know how rich, deep honey color they are, because there's that saying, eyes are the window to the soul.
So,
And
and,
her-
the eyebrows frame those windows.
And
Mhm.
honestly, too, like the haircut that she has makes her face look weird.
Yes.
It
Like,
doesn't
needs
complement
more
at all.
volume. It needs a little bit more volume. It looks like she has too much thin hair, and they just try to plop it
Yeah.
down like she has like a greasy day instead of
Yeah,
like giving her like a nice smooth.
She has
blowout.
basset hound ears.
Yeah, she does.
Her
Yeah.
eyebrows do look manly. When Nomi showed that hand drawn picture, I was like, that looks like a guy. I'm not gonna lie.
And
Yeah.
hear me out. This is not a dunk like, oh, Rachel Zegler looks like a dude. It's more of like, girl, you can improve yourself if you want to be competing yourself to Gal Gadot.
Well, but here's the sad thing. is that the actors, I mean, they have a say in a lot of different things, but at the same time, they are not the costume and the cosmetics department. They're not the director and the producer. The look that they have is not because of their choice most of the time. It is given to them. So my thing is like, number one, why didn't she speak up? And then secondly, it's like, who thought that this was a good idea? The director goes to the cosmetics department and says, this is the look that I'm going for. And then those cosmetologists
Mhm.
will then create a look and say, we've got this, this, and this. Here's our top 3. Which one do you think works best for this project? And then they go and they pick it out and then they present it to their actors and their actresses and they say, we're going for this. And then sometimes the actors and actresses can put their 2 cents worth and say, I think for this character, if she's trying to be like this, we want this. And they might modify it. But in the end, as far as I know, the actors don't actually get the final say in what their appearance is. So this is the confusing part for me. In that, why did the cosmetics department and the director greenlight this?
Mm-hmm. So fun fact, where I live, films are being made constantly. A few years back, I was helping. I wasn't even paid for it, but I was helping. I did do eyebrows for certain actors of this movie. And I was given the task to talk to the director. I was like, well, what do you want this person to look like in your shot, in your film? And it was at 2 a.m. at a golf course. And I'm like already tired. It's like, all right, you need to tell me because I want to go to bed, but I'm going to do my best to make the job work. So he said, as long as it's not, it was a guy's eyebrows, as long as they don't poke out or are furry, because that's his little peeve in men's eyebrows, as long as they're well maintained, that's all I want. I did that to this male actor, presented it to the director, and he's like, no, that's what I like, because older men's eyebrows are the worst at maintenance. I was like, okay, well, I'm glad I was training that. You could go to a barber, but I was here to provide the task for you. So, but yeah, like it was called communication. Here, there was no communication at all. And me being a former beautician, it was my job to ask you questions like, all right, what is your goal for your eyebrows? What are your dream eyebrows? Because if you're in my salon chair, that's what I'm asking you. What's your dream eyebrow? People have shown me pictures of Kim Kardashian eyebrows, Catherine Zeta-Jones eyebrows. Like, okay, here's the deal. You don't have any eyebrows, but we can make it work. Them.
Yeah.
You need to not tweeze your eyebrows. Give it 2 weeks. Come back and see me. In 2 weeks, I need to see the growth. If it's there, I will work on it. It's called progress. So, I mean, I know people, like when I'm telling you this, you guys know what I'm talking about, but that's what it's meant
you
to
have
do.
to have something to work with before you can change it.
Yeah. And then here's the thing, like Rachel Zegler is a canvas and they just threw her out there.
Yeah, and I would like to, and I hope this doesn't come out as malicious or anything, but I would like to address that, just that for some who may have taken some of the comments in a different direction, it's not necessarily that we're saying that Rachel Zegler is ugly or unattractive. What we're saying is that they have, I understand that what's on the inside comes out, and with her unfriendly attitude in the last couple of years towards things, that doesn't help. But she is made to look like this. This is not who she looks like naturally. And there have been, if you look it up, I saw somebody said, if you look up other pictures of Rachel Zegler, you know, doing different interviews and whatever like that, they have made her up and she looks very attractive and she is different. I know, you know, some people might say her eyes are too far apart. They said the same thing about, was it Haley Bailey? And I don't appreciate that. When she's a very beautiful woman, and just because you think her eyes are too far apart, that doesn't take away from her beauty. It just might not be your preference. But when it comes to these films, they are made to look like this. This is not their choice. There's a difference, because you could take a very unattractive woman and with a lot of makeup and the right kind of hair coloring and the right kind of and the eyebrows and everything, you can make them look very attractive. You'd be surprised when you take up half the stuff that most women are wearing in the favorite movies that you watch. They're very different looking women.
You and I have said this before, Tabitha. It takes a lot of makeup to look natural.
Takes a lot to look natural, and so just be careful. You have a young, impressionable woman here who has made some bad decisions and who is tossed to the dogs of controversy and ick in Hollywood. And that doesn't make her an unattractive woman physically necessarily. It's
Yeah.
that she's surrounded by evil, and
Mhm.
she needs to learn. But Disney needs to understand this is not okay.
Well, that's
She
what I was
doesn't
gonna.
have good advisors. She doesn't have good advisors. They're not
Yeah.
telling her to do the right things. And
She needs to fire her
I
agent as
would
well.
normally not nitpick somebody's looks this badly. Maybe like overall like character look I might, but when you go out there and you make the bold choice to put up an Instagram picture of yourself and say fairest, by the way, hashtag
Yeah.
fairest in the land or whatever, a clear dig at Gal and a clear like dig at the fans who are upset about the look, and you've
Mhm.
already set the premise for the whole thing that it's going to be about looks for two reasons.
Yeah.
You decided to do some race swapping on a character that's clearly like in the lore, in the history, and traditionally shown has just been a fair white woman.
Mhm.
That's already going to draw comparisons to begin with, and when you start then putting her up against Gal Gadot, and then also her making those comments, that's what it's
Yeah.
going to lead to.
Mhm.
Exactly. I think that Rachel posted a very pretty picture of herself. It's the audacity and the arrogance that she's adopted that has made
Mhm.
her an ugly individual.
It's her
Right.
ugly
Right.
personality that's.
So I just want to
spewing.
I just want to point out the distinct difference, because I don't
Mhm.
want it to be where it's like we're making fun of her the way God made her. It's more of like she has
Yeah.
chosen to live an ugly lifestyle, and that does typically show up on your face. Now she might not be everybody's cup of tea, but that doesn't mean that everything about her is heinous, you know?
Yeah, and like this picture, for example, she is
Mhm.
she's pleasing. She like her eyebrows are kind of done; they don't match. But
Nomi's still like
I'm on the eyebrow thing. But like, here's the thing: like, I will try. Let me help you to make them even. They're sisters; they're not twins, but let me like
Mhm.
make them look like they're related at least. But
Mhm.
in this, like, she's pretty versus
That's
still over here. What the heck is
Yeah.
this? What the
Yeah.
And she also has this smug look on her face that I hate with every single character that is in movies these days. This is smug girl boss look.
This has
Mhm.
this like I really don't want to
I
be
hate it.
here.
That funny thing, that's the outfit that she was wearing when she did the weird
Yeah.
meme.
Yeah.
That's the
Well-
same
Oh
exact
yeah,
outfit.
the weird beam. I forgot about
Weird,
that.
weird. And then, well, it's what you were saying earlier, Tabitha. It's more of like it's what's inside.
Mhm.
You are clearly choosing to be arrogant of making these jabs at Gal Gadot, and then also from our lovely American beauty sweetheart Gina, because she made a stab at her.
Mhm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. She is
did.
young and dumb. And I don't mean like unintelligent. I mean just no practical common sense. She has
Mhm.
no idea what the real world is like.
No, and
She
she's got.
needs
You
some
gotta remember,
adults in
she's
her life
also
that
got.
that
It's
show
not
it.
even. It's not even just her being inexperienced. She's growing up in an age where the internet's telling her women
Yeah.
can do and act however they want, even if it's rude or even if it's discriminatory against men or whatever, and that you're
Yeah.
empowered to say whatever you
Mhm.
want. If she had been in this role 15 years ago,
Yeah.
her talent agent, her manager, Disney's contracting departments would be telling her, "Shut up. You don't
Mhm.
talk about Gal that way. She's your friend. I don't care what the people online are saying in the comments. Don't say
Mhm.
anything. Smile. Put on a good show. It was entertainment. That's what you're supposed to do. But these days, they can't say anything to her anymore. The talent, if they say something, they're being sexist. They're being misogynistic. They're, trying to keep her down. They'll say that to men, no problem, because there's no stigma against that now. So she's a product of her environment too.
Mhm.
Well, you know what's funny is like you said, if this was made like 15 years ago, it's like they did make this movie 15 years ago. It's called Mirror Mirror. Like Lily Collins was Snow
Yep.
White.
Oh, that's true. Lily Collins. And then not only that, Snow White and the Huntsman with, oh my gosh, that stick in the mud
Kristen
actress. There we go.
Kristen
With,
Stewart.
with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah.
So it was. So this is nothing new.
Another movie that oddly
Yeah, shocker.
makes Snow White uglier than the evil queen. And by the way, Charlize Theron nailed that role.
She did.
I mean, I will always say that Regina Mills is my queen and forever. Lana Parrilla, I don't feel like anybody could really top her, but Charlize Theron could very much. Like that was a phenomenal role for that woman. But it was almost like it was a completely different movie. from real
It was.
Snow White. Like it was like it's a whole other alternative universe of Snow White. So I really feel like there couldn't be a comparison because it was a different kind of vibe. But nevertheless, it's like I think they're missing the point of Snow
Yeah.
White.
Well, I mean, did any of you see the leaked number for the Whistle While You Work?
Yes.
It's kind of dark a little bit.
Well, so
The
it's
tune.
part of the problem. It doesn't help her image, and it's not all about her, by the way. A lot of it is also how Disney's doing this movie in the first place. I know we're
Yeah.
talking a lot about her, but this movie is an affront to the original. And what they leaked was the whole sequence for Whistle While You Work. In the original, in the cartoon, you know, she breaks into these guys' home. She's not supposed to be there, obviously. And to make up for that, the fact that she intruded on their home, she sings to the woodland creatures, gets them all together, cleans up their home and spruces it up so that she's giving value to them and thanks for, hey, I'm staying in your home to be safe from what's
Because
going
she thought
on
they
out
were
there.
orphans.
Right.
lived
So,
there.
so very, very gentle, very nurturing, and also just being a good person. Hey, I broke into your home. I'm
Considerate.
sorry. Let me do this. Well, in this
She took
version,
hey, don't besmirch Snow White. She took refuge.
She
The
took
The
refuge.
door was
thank you.
open. You didn't
Did
see
she
her
now?
break down a window and climb through. Okay.
Thank you for that correction. I stand
Yeah.
corrected.
You're
Well, when she took
welcome.
refuge in the Disney version, breaking and entering, she goes in there and tells them to do all the cleaning. So she walks around and hands them the tools because it has to be a feminist message. And it's like, here's your broom, here's your duster, you clean. And I'm going to sit back and be the pretty princess that just broke into your house.
It's gonna be like,
And
it's
that
gonna be like,
just
yeah.
adds to that image.
Yeah, they could have totally had the dwarf. I saw that. They could have totally had the dwarves clean the house if she would have done it with them and made like a happy game out of it. Like, let's do this together. You know, that would have been like Snow White's typical character. If you wanted to change some things about it, which I understand, you know, when you're making these movies and you want to alter them a little bit so it's a little more creative in its own way. But then have her help them. You know, these dudes don't know how to clean. She needs to
It's
show
not
them
even-
how.
It's not you can smell and you can taste and you can feel when they put the feminist like the punchline into the thing because you can see where they wanted to make the point to you. It wasn't just, hey, I want to make a creative new scene. They wanted to make a point to you. In the animated cartoon, she lists off all those things and she gives them to an animal to help her clean up, but she still takes the broom and cleans. They make a point in this scene for her to take the broom and say, and this broom, pause, will go to you, and puts it in a man's hands and makes him go, me? Like, oh, I didn't expect that. I'm a man. Like, that was the whole point of them putting that in there.
To be fair, Rick is right here. She's channeling her inner Jordan Peterson here.
I like what Shaka Zulu 12 says. What does feminism taste like?
Yes. Yes.
It tastes like a lot of things, Shaka. Let's just put it that
like
way.
cat food.
Cat food,
It's like
yeah.
cat food.
What
But
is
yeah,
this
this-
face?
But
What's
it's
this
that
face?
it's that little part that you were just talking about, like, you know, clean, like whistle while you work, and he's like, clean me.
Now you wash the dishes.
You tidy up the room.
You tidy up the room.
You clean the fireplace.
You clean those cobwebs.
And I'll use the broom.
And he'll use the broom.
That's
See,
discriminatory.
yes.
Yeah, the whole point of that is sending the message of, no, the woman doesn't have to help clean. He's going to do it. And we're also going to point out that because he's a man, he didn't expect he was going to have to. So we're going to make him look surprised and say, me, like a big idiot.
Well, to be fair, I would like to counter that with in the original, they weren't accustomed to washing themselves.
True.
So
They weren't.
I'm just going to say that, you know, I don't necessarily disagree with what you're saying, but I also want to be careful in the fact that a lot of times when we see negativity and everything, we're adding to what's not really there. Potentially. Just throwing that out there for food for thought. But I mean, it's very likely that that's what they went to. I'm just saying in the original, they were like, me clean, wash up before dinner. What she wants us to use soap.
Granted,
context to back our views. It's not like we're seeing this in a vacuum, right? Because in the interviews, they very much say this is a feminist movie. We want to show that Snow White doesn't need a man. We want to show they're even telegraphing to us before we saw the trailer. This is what we're going to put in our movie. So even if just, you know, for example, in this case, I am putting that on there myself, that's their own fault. They telegraphed that message.
For sure. for sure.
And then granted, Tabitha is right for like, you know,
course.
men, cleanliness. There was what's a guy, this was a few years back. He and I were talking, we were hanging out, getting to know each other, and then I went over to his apartment.
You told me a story.
He had paper towels for toilet paper.
Ooh.
And that's when I
Excuse
realized,
me?
like, I need to not talk to this guy anymore.
We cannot be friends.
Yes. So, like, single girls here who are listening in, if you go to a guy's house and or place, apartment, wherever, and you're trying to figure out, like, are we dating or not? Do I like him? Should we move forward? Just go to his restroom. If he has toilet paper, yes, stick around. But if he has paper towels, that man is not well enough to, like, I wouldn't say lazy, but in this case, it's laziness that he hasn't gone to go to the store and just get like the little 4-pack at the Dollar Tree or whatever. That's fine. He could make a Costco run later on so he can have that lifetime supply. But like
The real trick, I've read this.
I'll be right
online,
back.
so
I need
it's
to go
not
change
just
out my
me.
toilet paper.
No, stay for this party, Ruda. It's why we didn't break up. Is that if you go to a man's bathroom in his home to use the restroom, the way to know how clean a man is around the base of the toilet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because most guys don't care. So if that's clean, he's into you.
Yeah.
That means he has, you know, he has interest in you. He is willing to clean around the bowl for you guys, girls.
He's
Yeah.
willing to put down his misogynistic ways and make you happy.
Yes.
Base of
Base of
the
the
you know.
Base of the toilet. She called it. She called it.
Mhm.
She did call it.
Ladies, I do keep the base of my toilet very clean.
Lady,
Just in case anybody was wondering.
he's a keeper. That should go on everybody's Tinder. It should go on their, whatever. It's like I clean that. Open up with I clean the base of my toilet. That's what women are really looking for. It's like a clean man. How clean? He cleans the base of his toilet.
And it shows that he has aim. Good point right there, Rick, clearly.
Good call,
That
Rick.
Rick, that's not how that works. That's not how it works. It's not how it works.
I mean, he's focused and has determination to get it in. So just a
The
little bit.
science is settled.
But what you were saying earlier, Tabitha, like, I know the story that you're trying to talk about. Yes, that's also another story. Hey,
More story time with Nomi. You got to follow us on Kick for that because
sit
Fortnite
around,
is
kids.
story
Yes.
time.
Yeah, follow us for more story times with me and Tabitha. Mainly, I'm the one with stories because I have more interesting things that happen to me in life.
Wow.
Tabitha does have interesting things, but hers is like, I saw a butterfly and then I chased it. And then I found, this cute little thing. And me over here is like, I got poisoned. So
I had coffee with Gina Carano.
that's it. Exactly. Like your stories are more cuter than mine. It's like, I fell downstairs.
Okay.
You got forced pushed down the stairs.
Tabitha
Make it more
pushed
dramatic.
me. Yes. But as far as that story that Tabitha's like, I know what you're talking about. I did. Yes, this was a good guy friend who was helping me out. I got in a rough place unintentionally. I got dealt a bad hand in life. And I was staying at his place as him being a good guy friend of mine. I looked at his toilet and
she said, I'd rather be homeless.
very true statement. I'd rather be homeless. That there was some. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not exaggerating when I say this. I think there was something growing inside of his toilet bowl.
Gross.
And I was like, I love this guy. He is a homie.
He hasn't met the right woman yet because the right woman will stick a broom in his hand and say, and you can
and you get to sweep. So yes, but
Wrong, Brian.
he's a
Wrong.
I love the guy. He helped me out. I was like, I'm gonna Snow White myself in this apartment here because it
is what women do. Like
it is.
even if women don't want to clean, if we find ourselves in an environment that is dissatisfactory, we can't unless we just make ourselves not.
It's gross. We can't just ignore it. It's
We
gross.
can't.
You
where
can't- you
you
can't just
sit in a
acknowledge that, yeah.
person's home is where you find your comfort and your solace or whatever like that. So that's why even like women always, typically most women like to have their beds made even before they go to bed. Like you could leave your bed unmade, but you have to make it before you get into bed for sleep because it's just something peaceful about, I don't know. Women just, it's God made us that way and there's nothing wrong with that. Now I think it's wrong if you're going to Monica Geller everybody's house, but it's it's okay to be like, hey.
I like how Tabitha tried to like say it nicely. Like she went out of her way. She's like, you do it. And then Sevvy's just like, it's gross.
Disgusting.
Cuts right
Tell
to the
it-
bullshit.
tell
She's
it
like,
to be
"It's
real,
gross."
Things can
Sevvy.
be two things can be right at the same time.
No.
Yes.
Kitchen sink.
my
Yep.
God.
Yep. The
That is
kitchen
also
sink.
revealing. And I'm not trying to call out guys who like live like this, but just letting you know, if you're wanting that special lady in your life, cleanliness.
Isn't there a song that says if you want to get with this? You know,
if you want to be my lover,
yeah, you like
you gotta get with
clean
my
up,
friend.
you know.
And then also
Yep.
you gotta be very clean. So that's a plus.
And
guys.
women pay attention to your fingernails, okay?
And eyebrows.
It makes a difference what a man's hands look like. We're not saying they got to be perfectly manicured, but it tells us volumes about your hygiene. You walking around with crud underneath your fingernails. Just saying.
Unless you're an oil worker or a mechanic.
Right.
That is a pass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. But if you were telling me you're a lawyer and they look that
Disgusting.
yeah, you better tell
Disgusting.
me that you were at a Rough Mudder event or something because I am not gonna take that.
I had a friend, her dad shared this with her. He said, don't you ever get with a man with dirty hands because that means he has bad hygiene. He be touching other places with them hands. And if he wants to put his hands on you, they better be clean.
Yes.
So here's date tips on dorks and dames. Anyway, dwarves, they exist and we shouldn't omit them from our films.
Yeah,
That's not
Erudi,
true,
you had a perfect opportunity to be in this movie, Erudi.
To be a dwarf?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, anybody can be a dwarf nowadays. You saw that
Ruda and I are
show
the
with
same
Witcher.
height, Nomi. Almost the same height.
Wow.
Really? I
No, she's shorter.
Brian, see, you get a pass
How
because you're
tall are
doing
you,
God's
Shmoo?
work out there.
I'm 5'6".
I'm taller than him. What do you mean I'm shorter, Sevvy?
You're not 5'6", Erudi.
I'm 5'8".
You're
I don't
taller
think
than
so.
me.
How tall are you, Tabitha?
I'm 5'6".
Yes, I'm taller than you. You
I
just
don't
probably wear
remember.
heels or some shit.
Well, I remember, but I think you were maybe like wearing like a little bit of platform shoes because I kind of saw you eye to eye when we hung out.
I wear sneakers.
To be
I
fair,
don't know.
Tracy,
I know medically on every chart that I have, I'm 5'8". If I'm hunching a little bit, maybe 5'7", but I'm not 5'4" like Sevvy
I know.
makes it
I
sound.
knew you wouldn't 5'4". I figured we were the same height, huh?
Huh.
Okay, I'm
It
sorry.
must, be,
but-
it must be the stripes. It throws me off.
Wow.
to be fair, Tracy, Tommy and his wife could both be in that movie, to be honest.
Really?
saying.
Mando would make a great
Hmm.
dwarf.
She'd be a little Luke Goblin.
She'd be a Luke Goblin. Bring back the
My
Luke
God.
Goblin.
Yes. But I was saying, Renee, because you have a beard, so that's why you'd be great as a dwarf. You'd be the tallest of them all.
Did
Not
you
a
say
bear.
did you say
That's the
as a
kind of
dwarf
discrimination we have
or
to
a
put up
dwarf?
with, Erudi. We have a beard.
Wow.
You'd be great as a
I had a
dork
beard.
dwarf.
A dwarf.
A dork.
Dwarf?
You know,
A
all right,
dwarf.
I probably shouldn't
Dwarf.
share this. It's probably a really bad idea. But my first ever Halloween costume when I was a child was as Dobby the dwarf.
Nice.
Oh, how cute!
Do you
Is there
think
we
they
did-
change his name?
I don't have. I mean, I don't carry them around. I know there are pictures. I don't have them. But yeah, we didn't have a lot of money growing up, and so my mom made my own costumes, and she made like a little swimmer's cap on my head, so I was bald, and got me like a little hat and like
Aw.
oversized.
I love
clothes
homemade
and stuff.
costumes. They're made with so much love.
Erudi.
Yeah.
Dobby was my first Halloween costume.
Aw.
How cute. How old were you? Was that last year or what?
Wow. No, it was not last year.
Ow.
2 years ago.
Yes, Chrysanth. He is a dwarf.
A dwarf.
Dwarf.
And Dwarf is a German word for village, by the way.
Oh,
That's
see,
right.
it's fitting.
Dusseldorf.
Fitting. I love it. Man, I'm sorry, Rudy, that you come onto the show and we just roast you.
Aw.
You invited me for episode 36 specifically. I was expecting it.
Okay,
Mhm.
yes. I know we were expecting. It's like, no, I love it when Erudi's on because he's the greatest person that we can talk, and he has a great attitude about things. And I love your presence here.
Erudi's
Erudi.
the best face.
Here's a fan casting right here. Look at that. Fan casting right there.
Snoop would have been perfect as Toby.
I would have been okay with that race swap.
Yeah.
Yep. That's the only one that's acceptable. That's
I
acceptable.
would have been
The
okay.
one race swap like we'd be okay with. So on our next topic, we're going into D23, and then Smu, you've been following this one because I kind of have not been following this one.
Yeah.
To be fair, I blame Fortnite that I actually followed this. So yeah.
Oh yeah, you were. Tell us
We're
about it, weren't
actually
you?
playing it. So Toy Story 5 is coming out. I don't know who cares about that because there's only, well, less than 3 Toy Story movies out there, in my opinion. Frozen
there-
3 is greenlit,
yeah.
and Incredibles 3 is coming out. So I don't know what we should do.
Like, who
with
was
that, because
asking for this?
Incredibles 2 was not great either. So I'm kind of curious how that will go, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't like Incredibles 2. It was too, I mean, this is like the era, like
Too safe.
Disney. This is the era that Disney's like, yeah, girl power, whatever. But Incredibles 2 is definitely too girl bossy for me. Yes, Mrs. Incredible can do it, but I was like, I don't like how they made Mr. Incredible just like the stay-at-home dad taking care of baby. Now, granted, I do like a man who is very in tune with like his caring side, especially with around kids, but he just stayed at home. He didn't do much in Incredibles 2.
Yeah, he was basically the stay-at-home dad, and he was the placeholder essentially.
Isn't
Wasn't
that the
he?
entire reason he was depressed in the first movie? Because he
Mhm.
was just like staying home, not doing
Stuck in his job.
anything. Yeah, stuck in his job. So
Yep.
basically, you have a second movie of him being depressed again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, maybe if he would have picked up the broom and swept a little bit to keep himself busy.
Yeah,
That's all
imagine
we're
that, right?
saying. That's all we're
I
saying.
haven't seen either of the Incredibles films, so I can't add to it.
Oh, I mean, the first
one's
one's
pretty good.
great. Yeah.
First
That's
one's
what I
great.
heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I think you would have loved the first one.
Mhm. They're also bringing the Incredibles to Fortnite as well. So Mrs. Incredible is going to be in Fortnite, and they already made a mistake of putting her into Fortnite because the hip sway emote is a thing. So expect a lot of saucy videos from Mrs. Incredible in Fortnite.
I didn't
very
realize
soon.
Incredibles was had such a following as to want to put it in Fortnite.
I didn't either, but this
Why don't they
Disney
have
apparently
Ariel
believes
and
that
King
Fortnite is
Triton?
the bee's knees.
I would totally buy the King Triton skin just for yum yums and kicks, you know?
And as of tonight, I think it was like as of 11 p.m. Eastern, there will be a new event in Fortnite, which is the Doomsday event, where you can actually fight Doctor Doom with your Fortnite character.
Oh,
Is it
wow.
RDJ Doom or regular?
No, it's
Fox?
old Doom. It's all
Okay.
Fox Doom.
You
Essentially.
don't
Okay.
know what the new Doom looks like.
Yeah, exactly.
But just
And
Doom with
yeah, this-
RDJ's ace on it. But okay.
Well, they greenlit Moana 2, which doesn't surprise me really. But then again, why? They also revealed a
Frozen
first image of
3.
live action Lilo and Stitch, which looked a little bit weird as well. And they also confirmed that Daredevil's coming out in March, and they're going to be premiering I think the first batch of episodes. It was like 6 to 8 episodes or something like that. And they also brought back the original cast from their Netflix series, so the entire cast is back. Even what is her name again? Deborah Ann Woll from Vampire Diaries. She's in that one. She's back, and John Bernthal insisted. John Bernthal actually insisted on her coming back. Otherwise, he wouldn't have come back as Punisher. I didn't know that either, but yeah, that's also a thing. And yeah, Frozen 3 is happening. I don't know what's going to happen with that one. I think we talked about that briefly when we were playing with Joe the other day.
Little snow babies.
Yeah, snow baby. Yeah, snow babies. But I'm not too sure about Frozen 3. But if it makes money, why not, right? But
If it makes money is the big
it
thing. They're
makes money.
announcing all of this stuff, and Disney. It's like Disney's just scrambling. There is nothing new that they can provide.
Correct.
Everything is just adding on and adding on. We're eventually going to get to Toy Story 17, and it's it's all going to be like little Tamagotchi kind of creatures. It's just it's disturbing. It's alarming. I mean, on top of like what they're doing with the parks and stuff like that, it's all just to try to overcompensate for the lack of creativity and financial success.
Yep. And you also have to keep in mind that Disney's not exactly swimming in money at the moment. They lost a lot of money. So the fact that they're actually teaming up with Epic Games to do more collaborations with them surprises me a little bit, because Disney never used to do that for a long time.
It's desperation.
It's desperation. I mean, you saw the odd Disney game every once in a while when, like in the 90s, when you had the Chip and Dale side-scrolling game, or Tailspin, or like Darkwing Duck, or the Scrooge McDuck one, the DuckTales one. So you had like the odd video game every once in a while, but Disney was never like all hands on deck, just doing this one thing all the time.
Yeah, well, they were very.
They do have that Disney game that you can download. I think, like, at least for like the iPhone, because I've seen advertisements for it where it's
like Animal Crossing.
No, it's like an amusement park type of app game, that you can do, and then you can be characters and stuff, and
walk around the theme park, right? Like solve mysteries or go on adventures,
something like that. And then you have the one where they're like fighting each other and stuff. So I mean, I've seen those advertisements. So I mean, I don't know how popular they are.
Typically, they've historically been very protective of their IPs, and the reason they don't do collaborations like they're doing or haven't, at least traditionally in the past, done collaborations like they're doing with this Fortnite thing, is they don't ever want to put their properties in the hands of a company or an audience that can then do things that make their characters look inappropriate. For example, walking around as one of the Incredibles characters and teabagging your opponents. That is not something that Disney would want screenshots of. They're out there going on. So the fact that they are doing this, I agree, is desperation. They normally are extremely protective of their IPs.
They don't ever want them to
give the
do something
Incredibles guns.
Yeah, that's true too. That's actually that's super surprising, because it really, if you wanted to label it like, Fortnite is a violent game, you're obliterating people. So the fact that they're having Disney characters obliterating people, but you're not allowed to wear anything like that even in the parks if it has something disingenuous with one of the characters, is pretty phenomenal that they would be okay with this. So this is a lot deeper than I originally thought. Dum, dum, dum.
Yeah, the interesting thing is they actually silently pushed back the Blade movie again. It's off the slate for now. So
are they still thinking about doing that?
They're still thinking about doing that, especially after that cameo in that cameo. I'm kind of surprised they're actually still going through with it.
That guy's going to be in a walker by the time that they get around to this.
Until he's 90.
Yeah, but we just have to wait and see. I mean, like I said, I'll give kudos where kudos are due. I mean, Disney is trying at least, but they have a long way to go until they actually.
But they have bad management.
The people.
They're trying, but they're basically just copying the same recipe that ultimately resulted in failure every time. They're lucky with Wolverine and Deadpool, and with Inside Out.
They're also trying. They're picking a bad time to try if they are, because they've decided they want to try when they have no resources. So the CGI looks like crap. So even when they do want to put good effort out, you get the dwarves from Snow White, right? You get the cheap special effects they've been doing in all their Marvel movies. They've been outsourcing it, and they can't. They have screwed over their money situation so badly they can't afford to do the kind of CGI they need to actually put that good faith effort out. We're going to end up with. I saw a little. I don't know if we talked about this. I might have missed it, but they did like a teaser for Lilo and Stitch. I thought Stitch looked like shit. I thought he looked freaking horrible.
He looked very horrible.
It was awful. Yeah.
Oh, it looked like it was going to be an animated. I thought I was from seeing that. I was under the impression it was going to be an animated film. I didn't realize it was supposed to be live action.
I didn't even see it. I hate their obsession with trying to make everything live action. Like,
yeah, that's the thing. And I think I blame the Lion King for that, because it was too successful, and Disney thought like, maybe we can do something with that. Now they're making a prequel with Simba. Or Mufasa? Mufasa.
The origins of Mufasa, because everybody needed to know. But the other thing is that I heard somebody recently say the same thing, where these movies are technically not live action. Because like you watch the Snow White trailer, and when I watched it, I'm like, I saw literally 3 actors in the entire trailer,
Mhm.
but everything else was CGI, and it's the same
Even the
thing with pretty
dwarves.
much all the dwarves and everything like that. So it's not
Thanks,
even
Peter
technically
Dinklage.
live action anymore. They're computer animated films with actors
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, imposed on them. Yeah.
imposed in them. I know Desperoo was like, could you imagine being Rachel Zegler, hopping and skipping around and trying to sing in this kitchen that's not even there with a bunch of, or was it Critical Drinker with a bunch of tennis balls on sticks trying to
Just
Mhm.
be
running around.
happy
And then
go lucky and
it looks
Give
so
the give it
bad.
give
If
the
you
tennis
watch
ball a
that,
broom.
if you watch that whole, yeah, true. If you watch that whole number, like the part where like she like launches Dopey off the table or something, and he does a flip. It looks like something out of an old like Guy on Wires cheesy TV show type movement. It
Mhm.
looks bad.
it's not
It really does.
good. It's not good. And they could have saved themselves time and money if
Mhm.
they would have just
They
used
could
real
have.
people.
Yeah, but
There's nothing wrong with using real people. The thing is this too. It's like the whole thing with Peter Dinklage and whatnot,
Mhm.
in saying that it's ridiculous to be having dwarves caught up in the whole. They took that and they ran with it. Meanwhile, the entire dwarf community is outraged that they didn't outsource jobs to real dwarfs. Now, people need to understand that the difference between dwarfism and dwarves in fantasy is that one is real, one is not. So,
Mhm.
you know, but the thing was, it's like Disney has used whatever you want to call them, midgets, dwarfs, the little people. They've used them for years in their films. And then, of course, this wasn't Disney at the time, but Willow had over 200 plus little peoples, dwarfs, whatever they're called. The
Ewoks.
yeah, well, there you
Mhm.
go. But even like I said, Willow is the high, like has the most to date, had the most midgets working in one film,
Mhm.
and they all got
That's true.
paid. They all got
They did.
paid.
Yeah.
So, it's
Mm.
like, what's the problem? You're providing work for people who have to, I would even dare to say, that have to work harder in the
Yep.
industry to get recognized. And you robbed 7 people of that opportunity.
And the thing is, they
Well,
don't even. They could.
Willy Wonka only had 10 people.
Mhm.
The
You
original
know,
Willy Wonka
true.
only had 10 little people, had only 10 dwarves, and then in the new one, they only had 1, and they just CGI'd it completely over and over again.
Yep.
over and over again. But if they wanted to, if Disney really wanted to, all they have to do is, first off, not make everything live action. Not every single
Yeah.
animated movie needs an
Oh,
adaptation.
we don't need it. We don't want it.
But some of them could be good if you like took the time to parse them and said, we could have a interesting way to tell this story, and then
Yeah.
also take the mindset of it doesn't have to be a perfect adaptation. We don't need all those songs. We don't have to have the same.
Mhm.
It can just be a different way of telling that story. If you want a
Yeah.
good example of this, The Hunchback of Notre Dame would make a phenomenal movie. They turned it into a Broadway musical that was actually really good.
Mhm.
And they took it and they made it more historically accurate. So they made the characters behave more like they would in France, and how the Catholic Church would have been.
Yeah.
How would a deformed person like that have been treated at the time, and how would that person speak? How would they, like they give them like this voice of somebody who is deaf and malformed. It's really good.
It is
It's
the
really
perfect PC movie. It fights discrimination. It fights
Mhm.
racism. It fights what's wrong with the church. Like it
The main
everything.
protagonist is a woman of
Misogyny.
color. Like the whole thing
Yeah.
is all you got to do is take that, slap it into a movie. You can just literally take the Broadway adaptation and make a movie of it, and it would be good. It would
Mhm.
probably win awards if you put
Yeah.
the right actors in it and took the time to put the effort in
Mhm.
and
Right.
put the money into it, instead of making 12 cheap ass CGI copycats of movies that don't
Nobody
translate
asked
well.
for it. Yeah. Exactly. And you don't even have to force any agenda in that movie. It's already written for you.
Yeah, exactly.
We lost. There he is.
My webcam froze for a second. It's okay. I'm back.
No.
But yeah, those CG dwarfs look horrendous, though. I mean, I've seen some special effects in the last couple of years where I'm like, ugh. But
Mhm.
that one looks horrendous.
It's no
I mean,
Avatar.
say what you want about Deadpool's CGI in the last movie. That was done by Weta, the studio that was founded
Lord
by
of the
Peter
Rings.
Jackson that
Yeah.
did the Lord of the Rings special effects. I mean, granted, it doesn't look great, but it still looked better than the average Disney CGI fest that you've seen in recent memory.
Mhm.
I don't mind the style of the dwarves, the way they look, as far as
It's the faces.
It's how it's been rendered that I have an issue with. Yeah, everything looks like it's computerized clay. I don't like that. And to me, that makes it look cheap. And it's the colors are oversaturated. And I mean, like, there's so much wrong with this. Is like the bad casting. And then you have terrible costumes. Look, I'll even call out Gal Gadot's like as the evil queen. Yeah, it looks a little bit more to what the cartoon looks like, but I don't think it's flattering, and I don't really think it's that great. They basically just covered her in sequins. They put her in a bodysuit covered in sequins. Snow White's outfit is horrible. We already discussed the hair and the makeup, and now like there's no real people in this film hardly at all. And then everything looks really disastrous and, like I said, overly saturated, and it's just. And this is going on what, year 3 or 4? By the time it's released, it'll be like year 4 of trying to create this film. It's not even like it's freaking Avatar where everything was CGI'd, but they did it to make it look like it was real. Like,
and the thing is, they pushed that movie back. It was supposed to come out this year. They pushed it back to next year because of the bad PR that Rachel Zegler was doing for the movie.
And you can see.
Well, she's not stopping with the bad PR, so
she's not.
I don't know what they're waiting for because it's not going to get any better.
They should have just released it.
I'm just kind of curious. Because didn't they have like human people?
The weirdos, and they're looking weirdos.
They were supposed to be like, oh, they're magical creatures, so they're not technically dwarves. They're trying to be PC about it. It's like, no, we want dwarves. There's
nothing wrong with dwarves. That's the entire idea.
So the irony is that they include, even though they decided to omit the dwarves with the weird gypsy-looking people, they actually included one dwarf.
Yeah, they did.
You mean
so
these?
It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like these are like hippie beetle wannabes.
And then where did our 3D AI actors go?
I'm not doing. I'm like.
They were replaced.
This around my cable to make it pretty because I got Hello Kitty.
Oh.
So I'm just making it pretty. Yeah, Brian asked if I was knitting. It's like I'm not knitting. I'm trying to fix it.
I know one person said that this paints dwarves, like people with dwarfism, in a bad light, and it's like, how is that? What do you mean? Like hardworking men.
But this is not the first time that dwarves have been in movies. It's not like they're serial killers. Like if you had a movie where all dwarves were going out and killing everybody else, and that would put people in a bad light. But this isn't.
They're not.
They're people who are the dwarves in Snow White. People who are brave, who stood up to the evil queen to protect the girl. Like there's nothing bad about it.
There's a lot of personal growth in the original. If you wanted to get, like look at this from an adult perspective, it's like a mature point of view is like in the original cartoon, there's a lot of personal growth with Grumpy and all of them. Again, she taught them how to be clean, and they were like, "Oh, we should be washing up before dinner time."
She has not. No.
Rescuing the damsel in distress.
He has a point though, and I do take contention with that opposite point of view. Well, as long as we don't show them in a bad light. No, when it part 2. Well, it's a scary movie. It's pretty good though. It's kind of funny.
Wouldn't like it.
It's cheesy, but still kind of scary. But the part 2, they open that movie with a gay couple murdering somebody, and the gay community got really outraged by that. And it's like you ask to be in these movies and be treated no different than anybody else. All sorts of people kill other people. It's a horror movie. If you put gay people in there, they're either going to get killed or they're going to be killing somebody. If you want that representation in a horror movie, you have to be able to accept that those things are going to happen. Just the same as going to happen to a heterosexual person, just the same as going to happen to a woman, just the same as going to happen to a dwarf. So the idea that you're
wrong. Erudi, dwarves aren't serial killers. Sevvy said it. End of story. It's on the internet forever. 2024.
I have a no comment is what I'll say.
Well, not all serial killers have to be white men, right? Say
that to Hollywood.
I know, and we don't complain. You ever heard of a white dude being like, "Man, I wish they'd stop making white people serial killers"? I've never heard it.
Nobody said that.
Because the thing is, it's kind of a statistic. Ted Bundy,
Yeah.
Jeffrey
I don't
Dahmer.
I don't
Well,
think
they
people
were
even
gay
look at it.
too. And they were gay. They were not straight. But
Oh
yeah.
well, Jeffrey
Correct.
Dahmer was gay. That's right. My bad.
He was. They
but
made a big
still-
deal out of that.
But
But
the
he-
point is that serial killers come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah, mentally disturbed people
Yeah.
doesn't have a color.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's very
Mental
true.
illness does not have a color.
That's true.
It's yes, very
Unless,
true.
unless we're talking about Muppetosis, then in that situation, it does have a color and it is green.
Is it like Kermit?
Yeah.
Sevvy,
It's not real. It's not real, Tabitha.
Oh.
Don't listen to this lore.
Sevvy, Tabitha doesn't know what Muppetosis is.
I was thinking, I'm like,
Oh,
is
you
that
don't
a-
know?
I
God
didn't know, I was thinking,
damn
is that
it.
a real
why?
thing? You start looking like animal and grow pink long hair? Like
No, so it's a meme. We say that because Erudi boomers everything, and because when he gets really animated, he just kind of flails his arms.
Right.
like a Muppet. So we call it Muppetosis. Yeah. So
have
we
to
say
see
that
that.
And
he
they say I
was
sound like-
infected by Muppetosis.
And they say I sound like Kermit the Frog, and I don't know why
Yes,
they
you
say
do.
that. That is absolutely 100%
I don't hear it.
not accurate.
Hi,
Thank you.
everyone.
Yeah.
oh, all the time. All the time.
This
I
is
hear
how
When
I
you
sound.
get when you get excited,
Yeah.
yeah,
Get-
your voice
get-
changes.
Tabitha, as his
Wait.
former wife, would know.
Right. Has his former
Wow.
non-ex-wife, yeah.
Non-ex-wife. Yeah, non-ex-wife.
Yeah.
Erudi, can you say
I know all
uh,
his secrets.
the Rainbow Connection?
The lovers, the dreamers.
I don't know the song. Sorry, I can't sing it. I can
No,
sing
I-
the Rainbow Connection.
Yeah,
if you'd
just say Rainbow Connection. I just want to see if you sound like Kermit.
Rainbow Connection.
Rainbow Connection.
What?
I heard
not.
it.
You did sound like
Wow.
her.
Yeah, you did sound like
Wow.
Kermit.
The part that really broke me, like I've been fighting this for almost 2 years now, but the part that really broke me is when we went to it was in Dallas. We met Guy Gilchrist, right? So
Yeah.
the guy who was the creator of the Muppets comic strip, Sevvy. First off, Sevvy was going around this place telling everybody we met, doesn't he sound like Kermit the Frog? Like strangers at booths, people we were buying things from, and then she would make me like say things to them, and
Smooth,
and they would-
nice.
wow, Smu.
I'm just
And
gonna
they would
look
be-
at Kermit and listen to Erudi.
And then
Yes.
the vendors would be like, "Oh, he does." Well, then we would meet Guy Gilchrist, and he goes, "You do." He, the creator of the Muppets, is like, "You do sound like him. You definitely." I was like, "Fuck, I'm screwed."
Kermit
now,
would
'cause
never
every-
say that.
That's true. I'm sorry. Gosh darn it! Is
There
what
you
he
go.
would say.
There you go.
And so he was like, just say hi ho, Kermit the Frog here. And he was like, that's good. And then he
There
gave
you
me
go.
lessons on how to be more Kermity. And I was just like,
Yeah.
well, I
And
guess
you
I'm
never got rid of them. You just kept in character then.
It's your superpower. Everybody loves Kermit.
Nothing wrong with it. I mean, it's okay. We accept you being a Muppet. Don't worry about it.
I hate my life.
People
No,
love
we love it. And we love that you're living your life with us. Erudi.
I'm glad. I'm glad that I can entertain you.
Oh, and then we have Fantastic Sarcastic in the chat. He says, and I have the video.
He does have the
Nice.
video.
Oh,
I don't think he's made that a short yet. Thank God.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
I mean-
Fantastic Sarcastic, get on that. Let's go. Let's
That
see
was
it.
not a push. That was not a push.
It
That's
was.
Oh.
that's what it sounded like.
It very much was.
Mhm. Speaking of something that's being pushed, I kind of am looking forward to it, but it's not with the Disney Marvel. It's Sony Marvel, and that is Craven. Has anybody seen the trailer for it?
I
have
saw it
not
like
seen
what,
this
2
yet.
years ago?
The trailer?
Craven? 2
Yeah.
years.
Well, not the but like the teaser trailer.
This is trailer.
Oh, yeah, but even
I
still,
have
I mean,
not
like,
seen the trailer.
like I saw the teaser for it a long time ago, and I was like, oh, I just kind of figured they forgot about it.
There was a teaser.
Oh yeah, years ago, like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Oh,
Interesting.
man. I was looking
And
at
I
the rock on
don't
that
like
one.
the fact that they are reusing Marvel characters that already are a Marvel character, actors who are Marvel characters. It's
Oh,
like
that's
freaking
true.
It's like freaking get new actors. Give somebody else a chance. Give a dwarf a chance.
Mhm.
Give Erudi a chance.
Oh
I would love
God,
to see a dwarf play Craven.
that would be a twist.
Why not?
That would be a twist.
Why not? All
But, I mean, if in Endgame, if Peter Dinklage being a dwarf himself can be a giant in the movie, a dwarf can be Craven the Hunter.
That's true. Mhm.
That is fair. That
to
is
be
true.
fair, Peter Dinklage was playing a dwarf, like a giant dwarf.
Mhm.
True. A dwarf for a giant.
Yeah,
But he was still a giant, though.
but he was a giant
True.
dwarf. It wasn't it wasn't in Thor. Wasn't that called? They were called dwarves. They're like giant dwarves. It wasn't. He wasn't a giant. He was a giant dwarf.
Okay.
Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
So he wasn't just a giant. He was literally a giant dwarf. So he
Okay.
still was a dwarf.
Mhm. That he was.
But they still need to give giant dwarves a chance in Craven.
Well, yeah. It could either be a small dwarf, like a regular dwarf, or I would love to see a giant dwarf.
Makes sense.
Yes. But yeah,
But
no,
this
like
guy was already silver
Quicksilver.
Quicksilver. He was
Quicksilver.
already Quicksilver, and he's in the same universe. So I don't understand this.
But it's Sony universe, not Disney universe.
Oh, is that the
Mm.
difference?
Well, did you
I-
guys hear about Spider-Man and the Sony versus Marvel thing?
Tell us.
Do tell.
No.
Oh, I
do tell.
I saw it. I saw it today, but I didn't get a chance to kind of look at it. But it sounded like they had a dispute about them wanting to have Spider-Man completely separate from the Marvel universe.
Mm.
Let me see if I can find it.
I mean, Sony has their fingers on Spidey, and they make very sure that they're not losing those rights because
Mm.
those Spider-Man movies made a lot of money, especially No Way
Mhm.
Home. So
yeah.
I don't blame them.
And I saw
For
it in
actually
a
keeping it that
tweet.
way.
I just need to figure out where it is. Because it was on
No, because that's
Dwarves
not a fact of life, Michaela. That's a lie. It's a myth. I will not accept it.
Well, hold on. I don't think Tabitha has heard this.
What is
Say-
woof?
Ah, Jesus Christ.
No, hold on. I'm going to ask Tabitha. I'm going to ask Erudi some things. Can you tell me wolf and woof at the same time, please?
Wolf
Yes.
and woof.
Wolf and wolf.
Wolf and woof.
Can you hear the difference, Tabitha? Say it again, Erudi.
Wolf,
Wolf
and woof.
and wolf.
Wolf. Oh,
No,
okay.
Erudi, get to say it again.
Some people say wolf.
Wolf
know.
and wolf.
A wolf and a wolf.
wolf.
Wolf and woof.
Look, okay, look.
All we're
I
hearing
have
is woof
I
and
have
woof.
lived in the South. I've heard people say wolves. Okay. There's
It's-
a wolf.
I am saying wolf.
A
I'm
wolf.
just
Nice.
not saying it slowly. Wolf.
You're just not
wolf.
enunciating. That's a wolf and a wolf.
I am
Or
a
wolf and
trained
woof.
classical actor. I know how to enunciate.
I
You
doubt
people
it.
just can't hear,
What
or
do you
my
mean you
soundboard is doing some weird shit.
Hey,
Or
as long
you
as
just
he's
have a
not
bad
saying
mic.
wolves, I'm okay. It's okay.
I have a great mic. I think it might be
Wolves.
unfiltered.
Same one.
I'm definitely saying, I swear to God, man, they made a short of this too, of me saying it back to back for like 30 seconds, and it makes me so mad. It
Wolf,
makes me
wolf.
so mad.
Wolf,
Wolf and woof.
I say wolf.
that's your
Wolf.
Oh, there it is, Sevvy.
Yeah, there you go.
Marvel Studios reportedly cannot use some Spider-Man villains if Sony used them first.
Kind of
Well,
scummy.
there's plenty of villains to choose from. So, I mean,
Yeah, so there. I mean, that's not the original tweet I saw, but that's one of them.
I can scroll down a little bit, see if I can find it. So, no Spider-Man versus the Insidious 6 movie is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's more or less what
that
that,
might
means.
not happen.
Mhm.
Unless they're gonna do it all in the Sony universe.
Mm.
Interesting.
There's a good chance of that happening.
Mm-hmm.
Which they
I-
could if the rumors about them going back and revisiting shit, I just lost the name of the other two actors. I was just thinking them in my Tobey Maguire and what's the other guy though?
Andrew Garfield.
Thank you, Andrew Garfield. If they go back and do more movies of them, because there was like a call for it,
Mhm.
and it sounded like Sony was interested in that prospect, like kind of do some alternate universe continuations of the previous series, then maybe.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the actors would be down to actually play another part of their movies because Andrew never got his third. And they were teasing Rhino in that in the second one, where
Mhm.
being played by Paul Giamatti of all people. I was like, that's a bit of a weird casting, isn't it? But yeah, sure, I guess.
Just a little bit of weird casting. But yeah, but as far as Kingpin, I did see that in the tweet where, someone wants to see a live action Kingpin and a Spider-Man. Was it Liev Schreiber Kingpin in a Spider-Man? No, I'm thinking yes, he is because he's the voice in the Spider-Verse. Yes.
Yeah, he is in Spider-Verse.
He's in Spider-Verse, but he's not live action. Yeah, he's not live action.
No.
So it still can work. That's why I'm like, I know I've seen that somewhere. But yes, we can wait and see if that comes into fruition or not. If not, I hope that it doesn't, because that is kind of scummy what Smu said earlier. So
there's rumors that they want to team up Spidey with Daredevil. I mean, I'll be down for that.
I would
taking down Wilson Fisk. That would be freaking cool, actually. In my opinion, Marvel needs to go back to the street level heroes again instead of going with this large scale stuff all the time. Like, what will we save this time? Is it going to be the universe? Is it going to be the world? Is it the galaxy? Who cares? The scales are way too high these days. You can't even tell.
Okay. Here we go. Here is the thing that Sevvy sent me. Let me just present it.
Presenting.
Drum roll.
Disney demanded Sony to give them a 50-50 deal for Spider-Man. Sony wanted to keep the current agreement and went public about it. Disney has launched a bot army to attack Sony tonight using Save Spider-Man. Tons of identical tweets coming from crooked Disney ops.
Yeah. They're basically saying the same thing, but they have the screenshots of all the bots saying the same thing.
Yeah, Data Race is pretty good at cataloging these kinds of accounts, actually.
Well, Data Racer, master of the TDS, so yeah.
Yep.
And they're using the same image of Tony Stark too. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'd be down for? Black RDJ playing Black Panther. I'll be down for that.
I've seen
or give us Ryan Gosling Black Panther.
They're like, I would totally watch a movie where Robert Downey Jr. plays as T'Challa. I would go see that. Do you know how many people would actually go see that movie?
Yes, me being one of them.
Somebody actually did a deep fake of it already. Like somebody put RDJ's face on Chadwick Boseman. It looked freaking funny.
I actually saw that they're basically, because now since he's Iron Man and he's Dr. Doom, and then now they've done him as T'Challa, at least in a deepfake version. They started doing him as other Marvel characters, so they're like, he'll just be everybody. He could just
Yep. RDJ's won the Maximoff. Yeah, I can see that.
No. Well, yeah, like I said, if that were to happen,
can be anything you want these days.
It's true. But I would be there opening night to watch that.
Oh, yes.
Like, I'm willing to go way past my bedtime to watch that movie with RDJ as T'Challa.
Speaking of Black RDJ, Tropic Thunder turned 16 a couple of days ago.
I
was like, wow, 16 years, huh?
I've heard it's amazing.
My back is hurting.
My back is hurting.
Yeah, my back is hurting too.
Okay, no, you want to know what makes your back hurt? I went to Animal Kingdom the other day, and for the first time saw the Lion King show that they have, and they were paying tribute to 30 years of Lion King.
Oh wow!
30 years? Wow.
Yeah, Nomi, that's the face that I was making. I almost cried. I'm like, no. No. When? How? These are the questions I need answered. I'm like, 30 freaking years. 30? Wow. I was alive 30 plus years ago. I rejected it.
What am I even reading? That message makes my brain hurt.
Nicolas Cage has been cast as John Madden in the movie adaptation of the Madden video game. Oh
my god!
What in the actual hell?
I don't know what Nicolas Cage is doing.
He's desperate for money. That's what he is. I mean, I want to see him as Spider-Man Noir again. I mean, Amazon is making a Spider-Man Noir series, so I'm kind of curious about that one.
I mean, he did a good job in Long Legs because he was hardly unrecognizable in Long Legs. I was like, I can tell it's Nicolas Cage, but it doesn't look like Nicolas Cage. He did play a good creepy guy living in a basement, but yeah, I can see.
Well, that was just footage of his real life.
I know. I'm sure that's how he lives. Like,
It's just how he lives right now.
and honestly, I think he'd be okay with it. He's like, why isn't anybody else living like this? Because we're normal people.
Because we're
Yeah.
Yep.
we think we are, but yeah.
Because I get my eyebrows done. But yes. But we are coming to the end of the show. Everyone, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Erudi, thank you for being here and hanging out with us and getting roasted and making fun of you, saying woof and woof.
Don't forget the wolves.
I think it was special because it was our 36th episode. And the first time you were here, I did say, like, we should have you on our 36th episode. And here we are coming into life.
You did. You did not forget.
I did. I was like, oh my gosh, Erudi, can you be our special guest? And I was so happy that you said yes. But what?
And then I got a text and I was like, I have to.
Well, it's your
Wow.
it's your former ex-husband.
My
Not
non-
It's hard to put that kind of contention on screen together. I get it.
Yeah, I feel like we did well.
Oh, and I put you guys together. I'm so sorry.
Therapy
Let me just
That's
change
okay.
that for
I've
you.
come to terms with it. We can
Heck.
be in the same room together. All right.
Okay. Okay. So you guys are cordial. That's
We're
as much
very
as I.
cordial.
That's
Very
all
Mom,
I
Dad,
ask.
still fight.
I'm silent. That's about as much as you can ask for.
Oh, because
Therapy-
Erudi's being the
look.
bigger person here.
Therapy works.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying.
The therapy does work. But Erudi, is there anything that you'd like to share about yourself before we take off? Call it a
Spill the
night. I know you got Moon Skull, G&G tabletop. What's going on in the world of Erudi?
Muppetosis.
So much. I will start by saying that Muppetosis doesn't
Alimony.
exist, and I am not a Muppet. That's the number one thing you need to know. If you know anything else about me after the stream, just
I
know
wish you would
it's
have
not
told
real.
us,
I'm
but
not a
you
Muppet.
told that to me when we were not married. Would have changed everything.
That breaks my heart. Now that I'm heartbroken, yes, you can find me on Geese Gamers Tabletop. I am the head of the channel over there. We do everything tabletop. Sevvy's on there too, and we play games, role-playing games, card games, all that you could think of, and we do videos to supplement that stuff to give you guys knowledge. Sevvy and I also co-own Moon Skull, which is a channel about the paranormal, sci-fi, unexplained, horror, that kind of stuff. We do play a little bit of tabletop over there, but we keep it in those themes. For example, we have a Call of Cthulhu tabletop game that we play over there. And then we also do scary videos and play horror games and things like that. So if you're into that stuff, you'll want to come check us out there. We have a really good time. And then the last thing that I would push is we do have a Discord. And I am writing a tabletop role-playing game of my own because I believe the industry is tarnished by activism right now. And our favorite IPs, much like Hollywood, much like the comic book industry, have all been destroyed. So I am writing a book for you guys, a system that will not have that stuff, that you can play and just go back to the roots of fantasy adventure and just going out and fighting evil and exploring lived-in universes that are epic and really cool to discover what's out there. So if you're interested in supporting that, consider going to our Discord, becoming a member there, hanging out and chatting, and then subscribing there. Every subscription there goes towards supporting that. And we even put out a little digital song about our favorite mod and a nugget over there that we wrote for her that also goes to supporting it. So lots of ways you can support that project if you are interested.
Does that song include rainbows?
No, it's
Is there a
it's-
connection?
Okay.
It's there's no
For
connection.
lovers, dreamers.
It's about a shovel wielding nugget. Okay, it has nothing to do with me. And it's pretty funny. It's a little country. Swing.
People wanted to know.
Mhm.
Yes. And then you know what? I was gonna say something when we were talking about Alien, Erudi, that you've been playing the game Alien, and I come into the chat, I was like, Erudi, just close your eyes. Maybe they won't see you.
3 times now I've been playing that game, and she comes in like, I don't know how she's like a spider sense or something, but she comes in when I'm at a spot where I have probably died like 50 times and I'm getting frustrated and I can't get past like this one damn thing. And she was like, why don't you just try covering your eyes and then moving forward? And I was like, the first time I was like, that's not going to work. Screw it. I've already died 100 times. Let's just do it. So I covered my eyes and I just hit the forward button. And then when I opened my eyes, I was past the whole entire segment.
That's how I play
work.
Phasmophobia. Yeah,
And
just
it worked 3 times. I don't understand it, but I will take it.
Magic.
Yeah. I know. I was being facetious too. I was like, just close your eyes, Erudi. It will work. And it did. I was like, I was not anticipating for that to work.
Nomi doesn't realize how
reason.
powerful she is.
I know
Misery.
the power.
Of many.
Incredible.
Yes, but I was kind of anticipating that you'd die so I could see you die. But you know, I'm here to help out a friend.
I've
and
never wished that on Erudi, no matter how bad things never got.
Well, thank
even
you.
though how little he gives you in the alimony. It's okay. I understand, Tabitha. But it's all right.
Wow.
It's all right.
Wow.
I make my way. Follow me on Kick.
That's also very true. Which leads me to say, Tabitha, what do you got going on this week?
What was that noise?
That
It's
was
like
me.
a fart. Oh.
That was me. I was like,
I thought somebody burped. I'm like, that is just disgusting.
I was like,
It did sound like a burp.
it's not like a fart, yeah.
I thought it was a fart.
It like took me
Nah.
by
That was a
I would never
surprise.
fart on stream for crying out loud. No, I would never do that. I'm
Just
classy,
make-
okay?
Right, just push a button instead. What was the question?
What do you got going on,
Oh.
Tabitha?
What do I have going on? I'm in the middle of a long art challenge where I have other YouTubers that are telling me what to create, and they give me a duration of time and tell me what medium. And so I'm getting ready to release the first video in a series of episodes where that's the case. Different YouTubers across the world, and I'm really excited about it. And I'll be releasing those soon on the 30th, I believe it is, of this month, the last Friday of every month on my channel. For those that don't know, I'm an artist on YouTube. I am having a 1-year celebration of the art party that I host every last Friday of the month, and 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've got a whole bunch of new artists as well as a couple of recurring artists, and we're going to be mixing things up on my channel. Instead of doing strictly character design on that particular art party, I'm just going to go ahead and tell everybody we're going to be doing dreams. And if you don't know exactly, you'll be like, what is that going to be like? What do you mean? Oh, you must come and find out, because we roll the die and the die is going to tell us what we dream about. And then we have to draw it.
Gotcha.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I want to
okay.
watch that. I'm going to watch that.
I'm
That
kind of
sounds
bummed out
really
I'm
fun.
gonna miss out on that one.
I know, Smu. You'll be doing
I'll be
important
traveling.
things. Ugh.
Wow, Smu, how dare you travel?
How
How
dare
dare
you
you
travel.
travel? How dare you have a life?
I actually
Wow.
had my 1-year anniversary 2 months ago, but I didn't realize it. I thought I started later in the year, like around this time frame, and then I looked down and I'm like, holy crap, I already missed a 1 year of doing art parties. So it's been really fun. It's been really great, and we've created a lot. I've met a lot of amazing artists, created a lot of fun artwork, some not so great, some really great, and also been encouraged that I have been able to encourage other people and artists to get out of their art slump and get creative again. And that really warms the cockles of my heart.
Oh.
That's awesome.
If you want to warm the cockles of Tabitha's heart, tune in for her 1-year anniversary of her channel and her art streams. And they're a lot of fun. I do like it when you do the dyes and you have like the different characteristics that you guys are doing together. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so
Yeah, we never know what
cute.
we're creating until that night. So the chaos is real.
Yep.
If you like chaos in your life, go talk to Tabitha.
Come check out my channel. Ask Erudi.
And then also watch her on Kick because she has chaos with other people too. That we get into a little banter.
And I'm learning Spanish. Amarillo.
Amarillo.
Interesante.
Habla español.
Interesante.
Interesante.
I'm teaching her bad words in Spanish. It's okay
Yeah,
because
But I'm
we're
only
in
learning the good ones.
but we're in America, so it doesn't apply. So
Exactly.
Smu the DJ, what do you got going on?
Not much really. I'm going to be playing some games tomorrow afternoon my time, which is going to be like 7 a.m. MST. So I'm going to be playing some Stellar Blade, and later on Saturday I'm going to be playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge with 5 people. Tommy's going to be there, Paul Hadouken, and we still have 2 slots free. So if you want to join us for that, do feel free to join us if you have the game, because this game is 5-player co-op, and we just want to kick Shredder's ass. I actually made asked Suno AI to make a song for that. It's actually on my YouTube channel right now. You can listen to that. It's going to be my channel intro for that particular day. It's going to be around, let me think, time zones, 4 p.m. East. No, wait, 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday.
Smu lives in Antarctica, for those who don't know.
Yes, exactly.
Mhm.
Makes sense.
He's clear
Yeah,
across
other
the
than
country
that-
and upon.
Correct. Other than that, you always find me here on Thursday and on the odd kick stream with Nomi playing Fortnite, Asmo, or playing
Golf with
Lethal
friends.
Company with Horny Elf, Golf with Friends. Also Lethal Company with Horny Elf, who lured me into quicksand the other day.
True, as
cool.
every good friend would.
Nice.
And Gal was trapped in a closet somehow. It was kind of funny, but
Struggles of
looking
life.
forward to play that a lot more later on. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Good stuff. Sevvy, what do you got going on?
You can usually find me at Geeks and Gamers Tabletop or Moonskull. I cannot go in between those. You can also follow me on my Kick and my Twitch, which is Sevvy _LUV, or my Twitter, which is Sevvy _707. Really excited. This Saturday we're gonna have the second episode of Crimson Throne. So that should be really fun. We had the first episode. So many people came to watch. So thank you to everybody who
So many.
was in the audience. It was absolutely amazing. I love all the characters. And I can't wait to see what's going on. But I think, yeah.
Okay, good stuff. Well, as for me, you can always catch me hanging out with Sevvy, not Erudi, on Mondays on Moonskull.
Wow.
It's not my fault you're not there.
Probably soon.
Are you the
Ooh.
train Erudi? Is that what you're saying?
Are you the train?
No, I'm not the train. Let's not put that out there because that can be taken very wrongly.
I was going to say something and I was like, I'm going to stop before I say.
Occasionally, I get a Monday off and I'll pop in. So
Wow.
who knows what will happen?
Okay.
Well, you still get roasted on Mondays.
You
Somehow.
still get
True.
roasted.
Even when I'm
Yes.
not there, I know. That's how it works.
You live rent free in the internet's head. So I
That's
mean,
true.
I'm not
That's
getting
true.
any rent.
people try really hard to accomplish what you have achieved.
Correct.
Well, thank you.
It's
My
not easy
ex-wife.
being green like Erudi.
It's not easy being green. You need that as your YouTube banner.
Oh no.
It's gonna be on his headstone. Oh jeez.
It's not
Yeah.
easy because Sevvy's
Yeah.
going to be the one in charge for that.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know what
I'll
she's going
make
to speak
sure.
my
I'll
eulogy.
make sure it's a green tombstone, and I will say it's not easy being green. Don't worry, he expected it. He sat down on the devil's chair.
Right. I will get some frog statues.
Please,
We-
Elon Musk, find the answer to eternal life. Please.
There's a book about that.
There is a book about that.
The Necronomicon. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't catch me getting roasted on, I don't know, here, Dames and Dorks with everybody else. Oh, actually, on my Kick stream with Tabitha, because we go at it here and there. You can follow me on my Kick because I go live from time to time on Kick playing games, having fun. I got a good compliment the other day. Someone said, "Hey, I really like it about the dating aspect of like, do guys really pay attention to girls wearing makeup?" It's like, thank you. I like that you listened. You're a good guy. Thank you for the coffee. And they left. But this actually happened in
just
real
real
life, by the way.
Of course.
But you can also catch me here on Thursdays with the girls here for Dames and Dorks as we have amazing topics. We have a whole new guests coming in, and we're ready to show you what our future guests will bring to the table here at Dames and Dorks. But as far as anyone else, we got Lily and Rachel coming back next week, and you'll have to tune in and see me on Twix what we are going to do next week. If anyone else has any questions, feel free to reach out or just leave a comment at the end of the show. It helps the algorithm, and I appreciate it very much. For everyone else here at Dames and Dorks, I wish you guys a good night, and I hope you have a good, fantastic weekend. Bye, everyone.